regular season games that the Revs hope will land them in the postseason once again. Hi again, everybody. Daryl Henry alongside Michael Markey and Tanini. Welcome to Revs Baseball as the Revs open up a three-game weekend here tonight against the team that hosted the Atlantic League All-Star Game, the Long Island Ducks, and it was announced during that event earlier this week that the Revs will be the next team to host as the Midsummer Classic comes back to York in July of 2019. Exciting stuff, Michael, and a pretty exciting start to the second half in Waldorf. A really tough loss on Sunday, but I think coming back today, that game is the last thing on anybody's minds as they get back to it. They are off to a 2-1 start. And Robert Carson, the All-Star Game starter, is on the hill here tonight.
Yeah, a lot of positive vibes flowing throughout PeoplesBank Park tonight. Rob off that All-Star start. A great honor for him to be able to do that, not only to make the game, but to be given the nod by his manager, Mark Mason. And so for him to go out here tonight and give the Revs a huge start coming out of the break is going to be a huge boost for this team. The Revs in first place in the second half standings in the Freedom. They're going against a team who's undefeated in the second half in the Ducks. It should be a good matchup between two similar teams in terms of what they did in the first half, what they're doing throughout this season. And the Revs match up well with this Long Island team. They just haven't had a ton of success against them. They did split the last four-game series meeting between the two teams in Long Island, so there's positives to take away from that. But coming out of the break, I got to believe all these guys are fresh, ready to go, and it should be a really solid second half for this York team that is still hanging over 500 despite all they've been through.
Well, two first-place teams for now. The Revs are 2-1 in the second half. Long Island is 3-0. They swept Sugar Land the weekend before the All-Star break. And it will be Robert Carson making the start for the Revs tonight. Right-hander Lee Sosa makes his 10th appearance, fourth start for Long Island. He is 0-1 with a .574. Carson 5-3 with a .225 earned run average. Revs will be at home a good bit coming up. They go to Lancaster next week, but then back home again next weekend. And the following midweek series after that. A lot of home games coming up before that crucial 7-game visit to Sugar Land at the end of July. And looking to get off on the right foot here this evening. Coming up on our pregame show, one of our great sponsors here with the Revs, NWOYK, Presley Ridge. We've got representatives from Presley Ridge joining us to chat a little bit tonight. They have a presence here at the ball game this evening. We'll talk with Cindy Plunkert, Ron Gruca from Presley Ridge, also Dan McMillan, one of their treatment and foster parents, who is in attendance tonight as well. We'll hear from Mays, hear all about the All-Star Game experience. He was managing it, obviously, and he will join us on the Broadway Transmission Managers Report as per usual. First pitch tonight is set for 6:30 here in downtown York on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Hi, I'm Eric Chase, the Executive Director and CEO of the Children's Aid Society, and we're glad to be a homestand sponsor with the York Revolution this year. At the Lehman Center here in York, we keep children safe and feel loved by helping children and their families build stronger, healthier lives through our compassionate and professional services of respite care, parent education and support groups, creative art therapies, and family advocacy. I invite you to come out and meet our team at PeoplesBank Park, July 13th through the 15th for our homestand. Thank you.
Dale E. Anstein is a personal injury law firm that specializes in auto and motorcycle accidents, workers' compensation, and personal injury cases. Anstein has been proudly protecting the injured in Central PA for more than 40 years and is proud to support the York Revolution. At Dale E. Anstein, consultations are always free and there is no fee unless they win the case for you. To learn more about Dale E. Anstein, or if you're in need of representation, go to AnsteinLaw.com. That's ANSTINE law.com. Join the York Community Courier on Tuesday, July 24th for Community Courier Night at the York Revolution. Watch your mailbox for the York Community Courier with a coupon for free admission and to find out how your donation to the York County Food Bank could help you win prizes donated by local businesses. You'll find the York Community Courier in the York County mailbox every week and online every day at townlively.com. The York Community Courier serves as your weekly community newspaper containing local news on community events, organizations, churches, weddings, engagements, and more. The York Community Courier and townlively.com are here to bring communities together to strengthen where we live, work, and play. We hope to see you at PeoplesBank Park on July 24th for Community Courier Night.
Want to give your child the best birthday ever without hosting, planning, or cleanup work? Book a Kona Ice birthday party at PeoplesBank Park. Parties include a 2-hour feast, goodie bags for all guests, and Penn State Children's Hospital playground wristbands. The birthday child gets a custom Revs jersey, a ceremonial first pitch, and a customized Revs birthday cake. Birthdays in the Kona Ice birthday zone during a Revs game. Best birthday ever. Details at YorkRevolution.com or 717-801-HITS.
Listen live, on demand, and on the go. Download the new WOYK app on the Apple and Google Play stores today.
Back here in the pregame tonight, Revs hosting the Long Island Ducks, first game coming out of the All-Star break, and very pleased to be joined here at PeoplesBank Park by Cindy Plunkert, Director of Community-Based Service for Presley Ridge, Ron Gruca, Senior Director of Development at Presley Ridge, and Dan McMillan, Treatment and Foster Parent through the Presley Ridge program. Guys, thank you very much for joining us here in the booth. And Cindy, I'll start with you, and if we could talk a little bit about what Presley Ridge is, some of the services, just to give our listeners a little background on everything that you guys do.
Okay, fine. Yes, Presley Ridge, we are a not-for-profit social service agency, and in the York area we provide community-based services, and we serve all ages. So I think our youngest client might be 4, and our oldest I think might be in their 70s at this point. So our services include outpatient therapeutic services, we have school-based services, counseling services, we have a in-home service that we contract through probation and children and youth, where we have teams that work with families in their homes, or we work to reunify children who've been placed in foster care. And then Dan, who's with us here today, is a treatment foster parent in our CRR program, which is treatment foster care.
Okay. Ron, I'll bring you in next. And how did Presley Ridge get its start? If you can give us a little bit of the history of the program.
Sure. This is a long time in the making. Founded back in 1832, really as 2 orphanages on the north side of Pittsburgh, so out on the western part of the state. And fast forward 186 years, we're now in 6 states, providing treatment foster care services, community-based services, some residential, as well as specialized education for kids with autism and deafness. But we've come a long way in serving communities, really with a focus on building strong families, strong communities, as we like to kind of say that, from age birth to adults. So we're pleased to be here. Thanks for hosting us, for sure.
Well, before we speak with Dan, Cindy, get your take on why foster parents are so important with your program. Someone like Dan, what he does, what is so important about what they do?
Okay, well, foster parent is very, very crucial in the work that we do, because many of our children are placed outside of the home, of their own home, and while we do our work to reunify the child with their parents, they need a safe place to stay so the parent can concentrate on the work that they need to do. And our treatment foster parents do an excellent job providing a safe, nurturing environment, as well as some therapeutic components to the care that they give. So it's a transition, and our goal is always to reunify a child with their natural parents if possible.
Well, Dan, let's bring you in and save the best for last. And you are a foster and treatment parent yourself. What is the most rewarding aspect of being involved in the program like that?
Well, the most rewarding for me is when I take a child in my home and they leave my home going back to their home where they're supposed to be. Sometimes they fall off the wagon, but my important thing is when they stay in my home until time to be transitioned back to their own home. That's my rewarding.
Yeah, I would imagine so. And Ron, how can someone become a foster parent through Presley Ridge?
Certainly reach out to us. Probably the easiest way is go to our website, www.presleyridge.org. Give us a call. There's contact information there for across here, the York County and central Pennsylvania. For sure, we're in need all the time. So please come see us.
Guys, it's great to have you in here. Thank you very much for joining us, for all that you do for the partnership with the Revs, and keep doing what you do and enjoy the game tonight.
Great. Thanks a lot, Daryl.
Thank you.
I appreciate them joining us on the pregame this evening. We will take a quick break. We'll check in with Mace. The Broadway Transmission Manager's Report is coming up next.
You'll always hit it out of the park with great Best Yet products from your neighborhood Sure Save stores. Like party platters with $18.93 deli items. Team up Best Yet hot dogs with Best Yet kettle cooked chips. And get Best Yet 12 packs of soda and Best Yet Rising Crust pizzas at Sobel's Markets in Shrewsbury, Stewartstown, Whiteford, and East York. And at Nell's Market Fresh Foods in Spry.
Baseball, crabs, and a Super Bowl champion. This is Revs time. Family fun goes into extra innings at PeoplesBank Park. Saturday, July 21st, it's Youth Football and Spirit Night presented by UPMC Pinnacle, featuring your chance to meet Baltimore Ravens running back Jamal Lewis. Plus, inside the park fireworks. Sunday, July 22nd, a Revolution game and 2-hour all-you-can-eat crab feast by Captain Bob's for just $35. Get tickets today at YorkRevolution.com.
Sports Radio 1350 is your home for local and national sports. The Big Sports Talker also has you covered with news throughout the day. Catch statewide updates on news and sports from Radio PA. Stock reports with Your Money Now, mornings and afternoons. And national news updates every hour from Westwood One. Stay up to date while getting your sports fix all day. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Hi, this is Dan Patrick. Join me weekday mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Fans, it's time to go inside the clubhouse for all the latest on your Atlantic League champion York Revolution and tonight's matchup. It's time for the Broadway Transmission Manager's Report. Now, here's the manager of the Revs, Mark Mason.
Hi, Mace. With you and the staff had a chance to manage the All-Star game here this past week, and what was the overall experience like? I guess first to be managing in the game itself and all of the things that went along with it before and after.
Well, the game part was a blast. I mean, all the guys were great. You know, we made sure we got everybody in the game no later than the 5th inning. Had the pitching all set up. Everybody had an inning. I mean, it was a good game, fun game. But it was interesting to be around some of the guys in the dugout that you normally don't get to be around like that and talk to a lot of guys. So a bunch of good guys in there, and so it was a lot of fun. It was a good clubhouse, and guys were laughing it up, having a good time. So it was a blast, really.
And you enacted your plan of having 2 lineup cards, right? One that they were raising some eyebrows about.
Oh yeah, the first lineup I posted was pretty interesting. I think I had Galen playing third base and Dotel at short. Frankie Martinez was catching. Blake Galen actually came down to my office and he was like, "Mace, really third base?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, you're left-handed. Your glove is on the foul line side, so that would stop anything down the line." I said, "And we're going to take batting practice here in a little bit so you can get some ground balls and get used to it." So I let it hang for about a half hour. Then I took it down and hung the real one up.
Well, and really it starts the day before you have the dinner and everything. You get a chance to introduce your players at that event, and I understand the seafood was immaculate as well.
Oh, the meal was incredible. Like I said there, it was an electric chair meal. Because usually after you eat one like that, that's where you go. So, the meal was incredible, and they did a really nice job of putting it on. All the players and participants got an award, and Frank was there, Frank Bolton, and he talked about the league, and Joe Klein and how the league started, and things like that. And me and Polo felt like kind of the older people in the room, because Frank had people stand up that had been in the league at least 5 years, 10 years, and we were still standing. So it was it was fun, and it was good to get to see everybody that some people you don't get to see that often, and but they did a really great job, and the post-game party at the picnic area, I think guys had a lot of fun. There was a lot of dancing, and we have some ball players that can cut the rug, evidently, because I was watching some guys cut the rug out there. But guys were having a lot of fun, so it was an overall really nice experience.
Well, and you got to handle the pitching for the Freedom Division side of the home run derby. How much pressure is there on the pitcher in that situation?
I mean, there's a little bit in the fact that you want to try to put the ball exactly where they want it. The key there is the hitters, they can't get too jumpy. I think our guys got a little bit jumpy, trying to make sure that they really pulled it and hit it hard. And because we hit a lot more home runs in regular batting practice off of me than we did in the derby. But I just think guys tried too hard in the derby portion of it. And I mean, Blake Galen was crushing balls off me in the home run derby portion, but you know how the wind is in Long Island. When it's blowing in from right field, it's going to be hard to get that ball out of there. So, unless Blake could go to left field, he probably wasn't going to have too much of a chance. But I mean, I thought the guys were all deserving. They were all, the league leaders in home runs. And I just think it would have been a little bit nice to pitch to, Dotel or somebody that gets to see me all the time, and maybe we could have had a few more home runs for our side.
Yeah, well, and with the All-Star event came the announcement that it is coming to York next year. And did they announce that at the dinner when everybody was present?
They did. They announced it during the game. I think it was maybe right before the game even.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, I remember the one here in 2011. It was a great time. So I'm sure next year will be even better. And, it's been a while since we had one. So it would, this is a fun park too for everything. It's a fun park for just the way it sets up the home run derby, the hitting aspect of the game. I think, I think in the 2011 game, I want to say the score was like 7 or 8 to nothing, if I remember right. Yeah. Our side won, so it's a good hitter's ballpark. So we'll see what happens next year.
Well, briefly go back to the trip to Southern Maryland and Sunday's game. I know you hate to go into a break on a tough loss, but at the same time, I mean, come back today, that loss is probably the furthest thing from anybody's minds, right?
Yeah, I think so. Grant just kind of had a little hiccup here in the 9th inning on Sunday. I thought Rincon did a magnificent job in the 8th inning of getting Van Meter out of a bases loaded, nobody out mess and not give up any runs. And we had a line drive double play there, and then I think a pop up to short to get out of that inning, if I remember right. And and then Grant, we had 2 out, nobody on, and hit a guy with a slider, walked a guy, and we had a wild pitch or a pass ball, however you want to rule it, 2 more times, and end up being a tie and run. So not something that you see regularly from him, and he threw really well in the All-Star game. So I just think it's a little hiccup, and those things happen once in a while. So we're 5 days later, so we'll see what happens tonight.
And on the bright side, Dalton certainly showed you a lot in his second start back, and I remember you saying you wanted to see him fill up the strike zone. I think he passed that test, didn't he?
He was great. No, he really was. He went deep into the game there. And he threw a lot of strikes, and he gave up 1 run, I think that was it. Yeah. So a 1 unearned run. So he more than did his job, but mainly it was good to see him come out of that feeling good. And he threw a little side session today because he's going to start tomorrow, and so everything looks good to go for him health-wise.
All right, Mace, thanks a lot. Good luck here tonight.
Yep, thank you.
All right, Revs manager Mark Mason as we wrap up the Broadway Transmission Manager's Report. And with that, we are set to go here tonight. Jordani Valdespin will lead off for the Ducks. Robert Carson ready to go. And we will set the lineup for you as we get things started. Revs are wearing their Stranger Things jerseys tonight, which will be auctioned off. And our Dasher Investment Services first pitch, it is down low. We are underway tonight, 6:31 for the start of the unofficial second half, if you will. A lot of folks look at the first game back from the All-Star break as that. Ducks are in their black tops with the orange numbers and letters. The 1-0 and a ground ball up the middle, base hit for Valdespin over toward right center slightly. He has reached base now in 31 consecutive games, the league's longest streak this year. And you would say that he's hot, but it's just been basically since day one.
Yeah, he's been doing it since opening day, and the Revs have seen it time and time again. It's now third series meeting between the two teams. A guy who's just seeing the ball really well at the plate, and he looks really relaxed up there, and that's what's ended up leading to the success for Valdespin.
League leader in hitting at .358. They did not have a first base coach. Now they do, as someone makes the jog of shame down to coach. A late insertion on the field. Here is Emilio Bonifacio as Carson picks over at first. The Ducks lineup tonight brought to you by Flying Feet. Valdespin at second, Bonifacio in center. Travis Snyder is next. He's in right. Lou Ford, the DH, will hit cleanup. Taylor Ard at first base, hitting fifth. First pitch to Bonifacio. That's right down the middle for a strike. David Washington, the left fielder, will hit sixth. Then it's Cody Puckett at third base. Ramon Cabrera catching. Dan Lyons at short. Carson is set. And the 0-1. Check swing, and he went on it. Breaking ball. Carson jumps ahead 0-2. Really, the top five in the order right now for Long Island are all hot. Bonifacio tied for 8th in the league in hitting, .313. There's the 0-2. And he laces a foul. Pulls it on one hop off their bullpen bench as several Ducks go a scattering. And there's one who's trying to not let his drink spill.
I think that's Daniel Fields just chilling down there.
Yeah, it is.
He's not a pitcher. Maybe he wants to hang out with the pen tonight.
Pitch is swung on, grounded back to Carson. He spears it, goes to second for one. The turn, not in time. As Bonifacio can run, and he legs out the attempted double play turn. 1-6 on the lead out. And had Carson not cut that ball off with the glove, Dent would have been there going up the middle, but Rob able to reach it. Now one away on the fielder's choice.
He snapped that glove out there and came up with the ball, but that could have been a 6-3 double play if it got to Dent. It was hard hit. He was ranging up the middle. Either way, a good job by Rob to set his feet, take his time to get the lead runner, and make sure he got Valdespin off the base paths and didn't try to rush that throw.
Now Travis Snyder. First pitch to the lefty is down low. He is hit safely in 8 straight. Overall, he's at .278, 10 home runs. He's second in the league in RBIs with 49. Against the Revs, he's hit .438. Now moved to first, and Bonifacio back standing. Our plate ump tonight, by the way, is Tim Detweiler. No relation that I'm aware of to Ross. Jerry Martinez at first. Carlos Dano is the umpire at third. 1-0. And a swing and a pop fly shallow left near the line. Wilson out from third, and it lands foul, fortunately. Over Wilson, who was going straight back. He was a couple of steps shy, and it landed a couple of feet across the line in the Ducks bullpen in foul territory.
The Revs caught a break right there because that ball was going to drop either way. Shading Snyder over toward right field. But right now, left on left, Carson even in the count with him. Just want to make a pitch and get out of this frame unscathed.
Carson started the All-Star game on Wednesday night. 1 inning, 1 run, solo homer by Julio Bourbon. He deals. And it's called strike. Slider outside corner.
Pretty sweet honor for Rob, a guy who wasn't even in the starting rotation for the Revs to start the year. Really, only over, I guess, a little less than a month he's been in the rotation, this being his 5th start. Pretty cool honor to be able to start that game.
And now another move. He's very conscious of their base runners here early on.
And Mace wasn't going to go into that All-Star game and not use one of his 2 starting pitchers as the Freedom Division starter. So that's a perk you get when your own manager's the skipper of the All-Star game.
1-2. Strike 3 called. He paints the outside corner. The gun says 94 on that fastball, about the hottest we've seen from Carson this season. And a perfect pitch for out number 2.
That's a great pitch right there. Snyder not expecting the fastball, and even if he was, that's a pitch at the knees. Tough to hit, also tough to get the bat off your shoulders when you think it could be a ball low in the zone, but it's right there. Great pitch by Rob. Good pitch selection working with Cruz tonight.
And now Lou Ford, the DH. Carson delivers. It is just inside. Ford hitting at 276. 4 homers. He's up to 4th in the league in RBIs with 41. Revs have held him to 161 as an average. As a snap move to first, Bonifacio dives back. But Ford, after certainly a slower start than we're accustomed to seeing out of him, he has picked it up, hitting better than 400 his last 10. A 1-0, and it misses outside. He took part in the home run derby. He's only hit 4, but he is a legend on the island. Certainly mentioned along with names like Ray Navarrete, who sponsored the home run derby, as a fastball misses down and in. 3-0. Navarrete, who during his playing career started the Dig Me clothing line, and it has continued to grow and grow, and the line sponsored the derby, the 3-0, and that's over for a strike. It's a derby that when they hosted in 2010, he took part in. And then 8 years later, this past week, he sponsored it.
They're still finding ways to stay involved with the league. That's a pretty cool way to sponsor something.
There's a line drive to left field. That's going to get down for a hit. Dotel cuts it off on a hop right along the edge of the track. And he'll toss in toward third. Bonifacio stops at second. Ford is on with a base hit. And he continues to hit well here recently after that slow start. First and second for Taylor Ard.
Yeah, Ford's swinging a good bat right now. He's locked in. And another guy right here, Taylor Ard, who's had a lot of success since joining the Ducks in the middle of the first half. He's had success against the Revs specifically. Right now, Carson just needs to get out of this inning. We know he's prone to struggling a little bit later in innings.
First pitch here, swing and a miss. Slider biting in under the hands. Ard hitting at 279. He's tied for 4th in the league in homers with 10, 3 in the last 5 games. Now he's on an 8-game hitting streak. It's the 0-1. That's way high. Cruz has to reach. A late reach to snare that. By the way, our weather brought to you by Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care. 89 degrees on the stadium board. Mostly sunny. Little cloud cover, but sun's been shining all day. 1-1. And a line drive to the gap in left center. That's going to get down for a hit. Bonifacio around third. He'll score. Ford goes to third. As Witherspoon hustled it in, they'll hold Ard to a single, but 3 hits in the inning. And the Ducks with 2 outs have scored a 2-out run. 1-0 Long Island here in the top of the first.
The Ducks putting together a rally with 2 down. And it's the right-handed hitters in the inning that have had the success against Carson. You look at Ford and Ard back-to-back in the middle of that lineup, and that's what makes this Ducks lineup really go, is when the middle of the order's hitting, because we know there's been a ton of success for Valdespin and Bonifacio at the top. So when you couple that together, it's tough to get these guys out.
Now David Washington, first pitch is a breaking ball strike. He took part in the home run derby as well. He's hitting .218 with 9 long balls, but against lefties 123, and over half of his at-bats have ended in strikeouts. It's the 0-1. And it's a called strike. Perfect slider again on the outer black. It's been a struggle of late for Washington. He backs out, adjusts the gloves. He's 2 for 31 his last 9. Leads the league with 85 strikeouts, 15 more than anybody else. It's the 0-2. And a slider down low, doesn't offer. A good pitch from Carson going out of the zone with that, with 2 strikes. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Washington. First and third, 2 outs, 1 run home. Pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him down and in with the fastball as Washington slaps his bat. That would have been a ball, but Carson got him to chase it. 1 run, 3 hits, 2 men left, and we've played a half inning tonight. It's the Ducks 1, the Revs coming up.
Are you one of the many people that has a 401k that is eligible to roll over, but you just haven't done it yet? Maybe you're not sure where was the best place to put it. I'm Tom Dasher of Tom Dasher Investment Services. I specialize in helping you getting your 401k and IRA money parked in the best place for you. So if you haven't rolled your 401k yet, or if you're not satisfied with your IRA, call me for a consultation at 487-2096. That's 487-2096. And check out my website at tomdasher.com.
Sports injury? Walk into WellSpan Urgent Orthopedics for immediate care. No appointment is ever needed. Our orthopedic and sports medicine specialists are here to treat you. Visit wellspan.org/urgent orthopedics today for hours at our York and Hanover locations.
There's a lot of talk out there about good health care. We all want a good plan. But step outside and take a good look at all those beautiful trees and shrubs in your yard. Do you have a plan to maintain their good health? Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care has a veteran staff of 12 fully licensed and trained tree health care professionals to rely on, including 10 certified arborists and 3 PA certified horticulturalists. So don't let your trees and shrubs fend for themselves against Mother Nature. Visit heritagelawnandlandscape.com and get world-class care right in your backyard.
The Revolution plays here. Play ball! The new Sports Radio 1350.
Strikeouts in that first inning for Robert Carson. Ducks did plate a first inning run, 1-0, and the Revs line up against right-hander Lee Sosa will go as such. Jared Mitchell leads off in right. This is presented by Flying Feet. Alexi Casilla at second base will hit second. Wellington Dotel, the left fielder, is batting third, hitting cleanup, and DHing is Malky Mesa. Michael Burgess Sr. at first base hits fifth. Zach Wilson, the third baseman, batting sixth. Luis Cruz will catch and hit seventh. Ryan Dent at short, batting eighth. And Travis Witherspoon rounds it out in center. On that lineup facing Sosa, who is ready to go. His second start against York. First pitch to Mitchell is low and skips away. Mitchell 1 for 1 in the All-Star game. Came in as one of the backups in the middle of the game. There's the 1-0, and that's across for a strike. Fastball at 88 from Sosa. Mitchell, if he can get on, he has stolen 3 of his 15 bags against Sosa. 1-1. And he swings, chops it against the plate toward first. Ard's got it, flips to Sosa. Ahead of him on the cover, and there's one away.
How about these jerseys tonight, Daryl? Never seen anything like it.
What is it?
I mean, I don't know. It's just an odd color combination. You got a little gold on the sleeve, some black and gray. There's red on the numbers and letters.
Well, I know the Stranger Things theme. I'm just not up on that.
Yeah, I don't know too much about the show itself, but I do know a ton of people love it.
Here's Alexi. First pitch is up and in. I do know how to use Wikipedia.
Yes, don't we all?
So I might just be on that during your innings while I dine. Here's the 1-0. And that misses down low.
Some fine dining tonight for you at the ballpark?
The finest. Good to be back with you, by the way.
Yeah, it's good to be back in the booth. I'll be honest, I needed that little mid-season break, and now I'm fresh, ready to go for the second half.
I'm worse. Here's the 2-0, and that misses up and away.
Well, you got a lot going on. Well, how'd you spend the break?
The children. Hiking, swimming, the zoo. I'm more tired now. There's the wine, the 3-0. And that's a cross for a strike. Wouldn't trade it, though.
Well, of course. No, I mean, any chance you have over the summer to take a dip in the pool is always nice, especially during a long baseball season when you don't get a lot of opportunity.
Well, we had a great time. The 3-1 and a foul tip back to the net. And now we get to look forward to hosting next year.
Well, that'll be fun for you getting to call another All-Star game.
Home run derby, you name it. Now the wind from Sosa, the pitch, and a swing and a dribbler, second base, as Valdespin waits, lines it up, throws on to first, 2 down. Couple of ground outs for Sosa to start the night.
So you actually call the home run derby too? Is that how it works? You call both?
We will broadcast that.
Well, that's pretty cool. I mean, it's a lot different, I imagine, calling a derby when it's just guys trying to put the ball over the fence, but hit the channel your inner Chris Berman, back.
No. I saw on Twitter where, I forget who, like, I guess ESPN in the 80s wanted him to stop with the nicknames as Dotel almost gets drilled. The pitch was way inside. And somebody, I don't remember if it was with the NFL or MLB, somebody went to bat for him and said that they would boycott ESPN if they forced him to give up the nicknames. So I don't know why I stumbled across that just the other day. Here's a foul back over the roof, 1-1. But no, you won't get that. Not from this fine radio station. Just an honest-to-goodness attempt at a description of what's going on.
Sure. I think that's all you can ask for as a listener.
Here's a swing and a miss on a high slider, 1-2. Now it's fun, though. We'll never forget 2011. Hopefully, the Revs can make a run so that the coaching staff can be involved for the home game again, because they were back then. That was a lot of fun, coming off that first championship. It's the 1-2, and a swing and a grounder off Sosa's glove. He'll scamper back after it, picks up, throws to first, and in time. Might have handcuffed Art a little bit, but reaching down around shin high, he handles it. So on the scramble drill, Sosa records his third ground out of the first inning. Got some glove on that and slowed it down. 1-2-3 go the Revs. We head to the second. It's 1-0 Long Island.
You line your feet up on the edge of the starting block, shake out your arms, and then you push off the block in one fluid motion, fully extending your body and cutting into the water with nothing on your mind but the mechanics. You're a swimmer, and whether it's practice time in the pool or crunch time at a meet, Flying Feet is with you every stroke of the way.
Flying Feet.
Flying Feet Sports Shoes is a swimmer's paradise. Get suits by Dolphin, Speedo, Nike, Arena, and Tier. Pick up practice gear, team gear, and training equipment like fins, snorkels, and kickboards. The Flying Feet team has high-tech competitive suits, customizable caps, goggles, even goggle repair items. Shower down with swimmer's shampoo and body wash, plus suit wash to limit the wear and tear of chlorine. Time to dive into the pool? Then it's time for Flying Feet. We're more than sports shoes.
Flying Feet.
1511 Mount Rose Avenue, York, just off exit 18 of I-83 next to Battery Warehouse.
I'm a meal delivery engineer, a server, and I love it. But now, with Keno from the Pennsylvania Lottery, this place is livelier than 2-for-1 app night. See, while I guide my guests from nachos to gnocchi, they're picking numbers to win cash with drawings every 4 minutes. Keno's fun, exciting, and goes with everything on the menu, except maybe the 4-alarm fries. Stay away from those. Keno, it's here. Play it at your favorite bar or restaurant.
Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
The Baltimore Baseball Show with Dan Connolly, right here on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK, York.
Ducks a 1-0 lead. We start the second inning as Carson deals low on Cody Puckett, leading things off. Puckett, who had a big game Sunday leading into the break. Pitch is swung on, grounded foul, third base side. Had a double, a homer, drove in 4, and it ended a 43-game home run drought for him. Second home run of the year. He's hitting .233, coming back this year from a torn patella suffered early last season. Cannot imagine that is fun to come back from. He is the K-man tonight. Here's the 1-1, and that misses in the dirt. Puckett, Cabrera, and Lyons do up this inning. This Ducks offense, second in the league in runs scored. They swept Sugar Land over the weekend. They hit 6 homers in the 3 games. 2-1, and a swing and a pop-up foul, headed back and out of play. And they are now 3rd in the league in home runs, behind only Sugar Land with 60, York with 58. Long Island's got 51. As they clamoring for Moz sticks from the rabid faithful, rains down. Carson stretch, the 2-2, and a swing and a floater foul back over the roof. Puckett reaching to get a piece of that. Robert Carson coming in tonight 5-3, .225 ERA, 20 outings, 4 starts, 48 innings, 47 hits, only 14 walks, 44 Ks. Now he's ready with it. And another 2-2. That is in the dirt, blocked by Cruz. He's 1-0 against the Ducks this year. .219 ERA and 3 outings, 2 starts. So his 3rd start against Long Island out of 5. He stares in, has the sign from Cruz, and the payoff pitch. Swing and a pop foul again, and this will get onto the first base side rooftop. Puckett making him work.
Well, Rob knows this team pretty well. It just so happens that he's now facing them for the 4th time already this season, just the way the schedule worked out. But Rob's done a good job being around the plate all year. That's why you see the solid strikeout to walk ratio, and it's been good.
Pitch here is flared, right side of the infield. Burgess got there! Sliding behind the pitcher's mound, a fantastic play. 1 down here in the second inning. A jam shot that was hit literally about 65 feet. And had it landed, Puckett had a real chance to be on. I don't know if they would have had a play had it landed at all. And Burgess laid out behind the mound and got there.
Well, that's an awesome grab right there, Mike. Knowing that Alexi's back deep there and probably isn't getting to that. Comes racing in, makes a sliding grab.
Here's Ramon Cabrera. First pitch is popped up, foul toward the netting. Cruz coming over toward the on-deck circle. He's got it. And that's a 1-pitch out. 2 down here in the second inning. Carson wins the lengthy battle with Puckett. And Cabrera then retired on 1 pitch.
Another big out right there. To do it on 1 pitch is huge. And Carson, after that little hiccup in the first inning, has come back looking solid, getting back-to-back hitters out in front on a pitch, or either that or jammed inside. He has the ability to do that with the way he can come inside on right-handed hitters.
Now here is Dan Lyons. He takes the first pitch strike. Lyons hitting at .202. 2 home runs, 19 driven in. The 0-1, and a swing and a high fly golfed foul. He's a little bit out in front of it, down the line and left. No balls, 2 strikes. Lyons hitting .300 against lefties this year. Both of his home runs against southpaws. 0-2, and he grounds it off the mound, up the middle, base hit. Dent ranging to his left, unable to cut it off. And the inning stays alive. Ducks with their 4th hit. Carson, who began the year in relief, he would have the third lowest ERA in the league, but the requirement is basically 1 inning per team game. Revs playing in their 67th game tonight. Right now he is approaching his 50th inning. One more out will put him at 50. Here is Valdespin back at the top, led off the game with a single. League's leading hitter. First pitch is a breaking ball strike. Valdespin hitting at 358. But Malky Mesa accumulating his plate appearances. He should soon be in the top 10 with enough to qualify, and he'll be one of the guys chasing. Here's a swing and a miss. Breaking ball from Carson. It's 0-2. Revs starters, quality starts, 4 of the last 5, including Carson on July 4th, even though it came in a loss. In the last 3 games at Southern Maryland, the starters were dominant. Now the 0-2. And a swing and a miss. Got him flailing on a slider. And Carson retires his former New York Mets teammate this time. 3rd strikeout of the night for him. Just a 2-out single given up. Now we go to the bottom of the 2nd inning. Still 1-0 Long Island.
Money and business are essential to the strength of a community. So is cheering and celebration and music and fun. That's why York Revolution games, concerts, youth sports, special events, and more happen at a place called PeoplesBank Park. PeoplesBank has been serving York County for more than 150 years. Always cheering, always celebrating, always committed to the things that make York County great. And to you having a great time at PeoplesBank Park. People's Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
You'll always hit it out of the park with great Best Yet products from your neighborhood SureSave stores. Like party platters with $18.93 deli items. Team up Best Yet hot dogs with Best Yet kettle cooked chips. And get Best Yet 12 packs of soda and Best Yet Rising Crust pizzas at Sobel's Markets in Shrewsbury, Stewartstown, Whiteford, and East York. And at Nell's Market Fresh Foods in Spry.
Smith, Mayer & Little is a holistic wealth management group with one product, advice. We aim to simplify our clients' lives, help them retire comfortably, and build lasting legacies for their families and the causes they care about. Our purpose is simple, to make a meaningful difference in the lives of our clients, our community, and the world in which we live with the advice we provide. Smith, Mayer & Little, a wealth of knowledge about wealth. We make our living by making a difference. Visit us at financialjava.com.
Janney Montgomery Scott LLC, member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC.
This is Jay Gauls. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Spurt Radio 1350, WYK. First in York, first in sports.
Nothing. Ducks in front. As we go to the home half of the 2nd inning, Malky Mesa will lead things off. Had he gotten healthy maybe a week sooner, might well have been taking part in those all-star festivities. Here's Lee Sosa's first pitch of the inning. It is across for a strike. Mesa entering tonight, he's basically 9 plate appearances away from qualifying for the league lead. There's the 0-1, and it breaks down and away. You need, and that's for the batting average. He's at 344, which would rank 3rd. You need 2.7 plate appearances per team game. There's the 1-1, and he swings, skies it to right. Snyder coming toward the line, not deep, and he is there to glove it, 1 down. So entering tonight, he is 9 away, and if he gets 4 per game, you need 2.7 per team game. He should be there within about a week. You should see his name in the top 10.
Melky's been on fire lately, helping carry this team. I mean, it hasn't been just Melky, but if other guys weren't hitting, the numbers he's putting up would be capable enough to qualify as carrying the team by yourself. He's been that good.
Here's Michael Burgess Sr. They will overshift on him. First pitch from Sosa is chopped against the plate. 2 hops down to first. Ard gloves, flips to Sosa. who reached back and looked back, reached back with the right foot, looked back to make sure his foot did drag across the bag, and they do get the job done. 5 up, 5 down, 4 on ground outs. Sosa off to a tremendous start. We'll bring up Zach Wilson with 2 down. Wilson announcing that he is signed to play in Australia this coming off season. Congrats to him. Canberra Cavalry. First pitch is down low. Wilson hitting at 242, 4 home runs, 22 driven in. He certainly is hopeful of a big second half. 1-0, and that's down and away. Had some injury problems in the first half. That groin injury cost him a couple weeks. There's the wind from Sosa, the 2-0. That just missed, down and away. Wilson looking to give the Revs their first base runner of the night.
Well, it's great to hear the news of Zach getting that winter ball deal. Those aren't easy to come by. I mean, they pick the best of the best, and it's good to see Zach getting that honor.
3-0, and that's across for a strike. There's our coveted gigs. It's a 1-0 Ducks lead here in the second inning tonight.
Australia sounds like a good time, too.
Just asked Zach Treese. Here's a ball down low, and Wilson will indeed be the Revs' first base runner of the night, a 2-out walk.
Well, Treese is basically a resident Australian at this point. Yeah. Spoon spent the past winter there, and from what I've heard from him, he enjoyed his time. They don't play as many games or as many games per week as they do in the Latin countries in winter ball in Australia, but got to imagine there's plenty other stuff to do while you're there.
As Zach mentioned, current and former teammates of his that tipped him off to it. Witherspoon was one of those guys. Here's Luis Cruz. 1 on, 2 outs, down 1-0. First pitch is upstairs from Sosa. The longest that he has gone in any outing was 3 innings against the Revs back on June 26th. He gave up 3 runs in that one, including a 2-run homer by Malky Mesa in the game at Bethpage Ballpark. A 1-0, high and tight. So he has lost the feel of the strike zone a little bit these last 2 hitters. A walk and now 2-0. Cruz at 207 with a home run and 17 driven in. Sosa went just 2 innings in his last start, gave up 1. The 2-0, and a swing and a pop-up foul out of play off to the right. 26-year-old righty from the Bronx. He's in the bullpen his first 6 outings this year. Oh, he's ready. The 2-1, and a swing and a foul tip into the mitt. That was his best slider of the night so far. As that thing sailed away from Cruz's swing path, 2-2.
That's a good pitch right there going down and away. Cruz pulled off it a bit with 2 strikes. Just an opportunity to shorten up here, maybe go the other way. Big hole between first and second.
Well, Sosa will back off as time is asked for. He had been a starter and a good one in the Can-Am League the last couple years. He comes home and just outside. Good eye from Cruz. Fastball at 91 just off. A full count. That'll give Wilson a head start from first.
And that's big to get that head start from first here on the 3-2 2-out pitch. Luis can find a gap. Maybe Zach can get all the way around from first.
3-2, and a swing and a bouncer softly toward third. Puckett charges, gloves, fires on the run, and got him by a stride. So 5 ground outs. Out of the first 6 outs, he got Cruz to top that one against the plate and roll it over. No runs, no hits, a 2-out walk left on. We'll go to the third, still a 1-0 Long Island lead.
Since 1934, PSECU has given Pennsylvanians financial opportunities to live a better life. We are a credit union who offers valuable free and low-fee financial products, broad lending options, and outstanding money management for financing life. At PSECU, we are proud of who we are and committed to who we serve because our Pennsylvania roots run deep. We are banking on a difference. Visit PSECU.com to join us. This credit union is federally insured by the National Credit Union Administration, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Hi, I'm Eric Chase, the Executive Director and CEO of the Children's Aid Society, and we're glad to be a homestand sponsor with the York Revolution this year. At the Lehman Center here in York, we keep children safe and feel loved by helping children and their families build stronger, healthier lives through our compassionate and professional services of respite care, parent education and support groups, creative art therapies, and family advocacy. I invite you to come out and meet our team at PeoplesBank Park, July 13th through the 15th for our homestand. Thank you.
Remember when an app was listen only? Oh yeah, that was kind of us, wasn't it? Well, we have a new app. Download the new WOYK app on the Apple and Google Play stores and take Sports Radio 1350 on the go like never before. Listen on the go like always, and now get easier access to archived games and programs on demand. Watch WOYK game broadcasts on YouTube and so much more. Search the new WOYK on the Apple and Google Play stores and download today. It's not just an app, it's a lifestyle. Sports Radio 1350. First in York, first in sports.
You're on the home of the Atlantic League champion York Revolution. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK, York.
One 0 Long Island. We headed the third inning here tonight. On our WellSpan Sports Medicine injury report, Revs with Tyler Clark today taking batting practice, and just now he caught warm-ups in between innings, so they are hopeful that he'll perhaps even be ready this weekend. We'll see, but on the mend. Here is Bonifacio leading off. First pitch fastball is over for a strike. That is good news. Revs do have Jay Goss and Frank DeGiulio Jr. out for the year with the elbow surgeries. There's the 0-1. And a swing and a miss on a slider in the dirt. Carson's had a good one tonight.
Well, at least the list, the injury list, is getting a little bit shorter as we go further in this season.
Well, I also stopped doing all the stuff the guys are playing through.
Right.
Pitch is grounded foul over by the Ducks' third base dugout.
Well, and every team deals with that. I mean, you go up and down every roster, there's a handful of guys that are dealing with something, and it's just one of those things you have to deal with in baseball. It's not like basketball where you usually play every other day, football where you have a week off in between.
Pitch is up and away, 1-2. I have a headache today. Put me on the list.
Well, isn't that like a regular thing?
It is every other day, it seems. Yes.
You've learned to play through it or broadcast through it.
That's true. There's a ball down low, 2-2.
I mean, there's nothing more nagging though than a headache when you're trying to call a game or even before a game and prep for one.
I do get miserable. Pitch, and that misses upstairs, a full count. Bonifacio leading off the inning, 2-3-4 due up. He reached on a fielder's choice and scored in the first. It's a 1-0 Ducks advantage. And the payoff pitch, swinging a line drive to center at Witherspoon, coming in, and it top spins down in front of him. Now, it looked like it might hang up, but it just kept plummeting, and Bonifacio is on the base hit to lead off the third.
And that's one where off the bat, Spoon has to really try to read that one. He froze. He didn't go back right away because he knew it at least wasn't going to go over his head. But that's one where, you have to probably freeze on it, and it's just that one step that he didn't get that ends up costing him and has to play it in front.
And now Travis Snyder, who struck out looking his first time. Carson with the pitch. Swing and a miss. Fastball up in the zone there. Some late tail to it. I mentioned the Revs starters, the job that they did at Southern Maryland. They won 2 of the 3. And in those 3 games, starting pitchers, 22 innings, 1 earned run, 16 hits, 1 unearned run, 2 walks, 17 Ks. Here's a fly ball hit out to deep left center. Dotel is back, and it's off the wall padding. It shoots to Witherspoon, who guns it in, but Snyder's going to get to second on it. Bonifacio stops at third. It's a double. Second and third, no outs. A 9-game hitting streak for Snyder, who continues to torment the Revs. And did that not look like an inside-out swing? He at least stayed very short and inside the ball in order to get the barrel on it, and it took off.
Sure, the ball just kept going off the bat. At Dotel, for him, that's a tough ball going in the alley like that when it doesn't have that much height on it, a liner out to left center. But Travis Witherspoon played that perfectly coming over from left center, because if Spoon's not there, that's a run for the Ducks.
Here's Lou Ford, who lays off a ball away. Infield back with 2 in scoring position and no outs. 1-0 Ducks. Ford a single in the first, which kept the inning alive. 1-0. He went around. Fastball up around his eyes. He started and couldn't stop, and almost spun himself off balance trying to stop. He was fooled on that. Ducks now with 6 hits. A 1-1 pitch. Swing on a deep drive down the line in left, but this one is foul. Just a little early, and that was close to making it 4-0. Just a little out in front.
And Ford might be really trying to pull one right now and trying to straighten that pitch out. So Rob could go low and away with a changeup, even a fastball at the knees is something that Ford can't pull, and then maybe get a strikeout here.
And here it is. And a breaking ball popped up. Foul ground on the right side. It's Mitchell hustling into foul territory, and it lands just in front of him. Initially, the way that ball was hit, I thought the infielders were going to range back and be closest, but that was more toward the Revs bullpen. And Mitchell on a sprint. If he dives and makes that play, number 1, it's going to hurt. Number 2, the run will clearly score, and Snyder will move up. So he stayed on his feet, took a swipe at it, but landed just in front of his reach. 1-2 it remains. And Carson now has his sign, comes home, and just missed. Fastball a little low, 2-2. Ford has been hot, we mentioned, and he came close to making it 4-0 a couple of pitches ago. The 2-2, yeah, and that misses high and away. So now he works at full. First base is open, but Carson looking for outs, still looking for his first out of the inning. Taylor Ard on deck. Drove in the first inning run. Here's the payoff pitch. And a swing and a comebacker. Carson reaching above his captive spirit. Throws to first for the out. And look what he found. It was kind of in between, a little bit behind him, up above cap high. And he reached up with the glove all contorted toward home plate and somehow snagged it cleanly.
Heck of a play. That's one where you just have to throw the glove up there and hope that the ball finds it. It did right there. Well, Rob's made a couple nice plays with the glove tonight on the mound. He fields his position really well. Knows that if he's got a chance at that and to keep that runner on third, he's going to have to do it, and he did.
That play had some style points on it. Here's Taylor Ard. First pitch, he swings and misses on a fastball up and toward the outside. He drove in their run, first inning single, giving him 9 ribbies his last 6. 9-game hitting streak as well. Here's the stretch. 0-1. And a line drive toward short, caught by Ryan Dent. And now Carson can see his way right out of this. 2 outs in the inning. A liner low to the dirt, but Dent to the backhand, catching it on the fly.
Well, best case scenario right there. A quick out, something right at an infielder where Runner on third that has no chance to come home, and now the guy he struck out in the first inning in Washington up at the plate, a guy who's struck out now 16 more times than anyone else in the league. If you're Rob, you got to be feeling confident going into this at-bat and hoping to get out of it, straining those two in scoring position.
Second and third, 2 outs. And the first pitch, it is swung on and missed. Slider starts him off. That has been a go-to pitch for Rob here early in tonight's game. And now against a lefty, maybe we'll rely on it to try to get out of this unscathed. Trying to keep it 1-0 in a big spot early on. Here's the 0-1. It's in the dirt. Cruz handles it. Struck out Washington swinging in the first inning, and they had him looking slider away the first 3 pitches of the at-bat. Got ahead 1-2, and then went fastball down and in out of the strike zone and got him to chase. Carson the stretch, the 1-1, and a line drive caught at first. Michael Burgess is there, and Carson pumps his fist as he gets out of a second and third no-out jam without allowing a run. Line drive hit hard, but Burgess reaching to his right, puts it in his pocket. No runs, 2 hits, and 2 men left. It was second and third, no outs, and they do not score. And what a big spot that was, potentially. We go to the bottom of the third, still only a 1-0 Long Island lead.
Rutter's has all your favorite seafood options. Tavern battered cod sandwich, crispy fried shrimp with bada bing dipping sauce, flavorful crab and corn chowder, just to name a few. Rutter's Seafood. One try and you'll be hooked. Rutter's. Why go anywhere else for seafood?
Join the York Community Courier on Tuesday, July 24th for Community Courier Night at the York Revolution. Watch your mailbox for the York Community Courier with a coupon for free admission and to find out how your donation to the York County Food Bank could help you win prizes donated by local businesses. You'll find the York Community Courier in the York County mailbox every week and online every day at townlively.com. The York Community Courier serves as your weekly community newspaper containing local news on community events, organizations, churches, weddings, engagements, and more. The York Community Courier and townlively.com are here to bring communities together to strengthen where we live, work, and play. We hope to see you at PeoplesBank Park on July 24th for Community Courier Night.
Hi, I'm Eric Chase, the Executive Director and CEO of the Children's Aid Society, and we're glad to be a homestand sponsor with the York Revolution this year. At the Lehman Center here in York, we keep children safe and feel loved by helping children and their families build stronger, healthier lives through our compassionate and professional services of respite care, parent education and support groups, creative art therapies, and family advocacy. I invite you to come out and meet our team at PeoplesBank Park, July 13th through the 15th for our homestand. Thank you.
Rutter's Hot Dog Extravaganza is here. Rutter's Kunzler hot dogs and brand new corn dogs are only 2 for $2. Our amazing Kunzler bacon wrapped cheddar dogs and sausages are only 2 for $4. Earn 2 cents on fuel for every deal purchased. Must scan rewards card. Rutter's, why go anywhere else?
This is Luke Westfall. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Brian Dent leads things off, bottom 3. First pitch from Lee Sosa is across for a strike, a 1-0 Long Island lead. It'll be Dent, Witherspoon, and Mitchell coming up. Revs looking for their first hit. Ducks have 6, but only 1 run. Carson is stranded 5. Pitch to Dent, a swing and a miss, a slider from Sosa. Dent hitting at 250, 7 home runs. He's hitting 320 against Long Island. He's had good success against them. Sosa nods yes, the wind and the 0-2. And it just missed, and Sosa started to inch off the mound thinking he had it. Slider that just missed away. I mentioned Sosa starting in the Can-Am League the last couple of years with the New Jersey Jackals combined 18-10. He fires. And there's a called third strike. Fastball located on the outer edge, 1 away.
Well, that's a tough pitch for Dent there on the outer half after seeing a couple breaking pitches. Well, the Revs just have to get Sosa out of his rhythm right now. Carson did an excellent job with help from his defense to to not give up any runs in that third inning after second and third no outs. And right now the Revs have to come back and get him a run or two on the board.
His defense and some of his own defense. Here's Spoon. First pitch is across for a strike. Spoon hitting at 264 with 4 long balls. Sosa the last couple of years in the Can-Am, 18-10, ERA just under 3.5. As he fires, and a foul tip into the backstop padding. He is from the Bronx, played at Harry S. Truman High School, and then in college at SUNY Binghamton, State University of New York at Binghamton. He was a closer there, led the America East in saves as a junior. This is the 0-2, and a swing and a chopper to short, charging Lions gloves, fires on the run and got him. And Sosa looked like he had a little double leg kick there, trying to mess with Witherspoon's timing, and then he jammed him on the ground ball, and he's got 6 grounders out of his 8 outs so far tonight.
Just keeping the ball low in the zone, and that's going to translate to a lot of ground ball outs. You mentioned the double leg kick, and that can easily get a hitter thrown off balance, mainly because you start your swing and you try to get that front foot down early, and it ends up being too early.
Here's Mitchell with 2 down, backdoor slider, starts him with a strike. 1-0 Long Island here in the bottom of the third. Mitchell would ground out his first time. Got bright red batting gloves tonight. The 0-1. It's a fastball strike on the outer half. 92 from Sosa, and Mitchell has to back away, something in his eye. Sosa, the Can-Am League Rookie of the Year 2 years ago. Maybe he'll be Wilson's teammate in Canberra in Australia. He pitched there the last couple years. Pitch to Mitchell is hit in the air, left center. Hit pretty well. Bonifacio sprinting over, though, and runs it down. Duck center fielder made a beeline toward left. And a couple steps in front of the track, he cut off his angle and ran it down. 1-2-3, third inning. We'll go to the fourth. Michael with the play-by-play. Revs trail the Ducks 1-0.
Tired of hearing that music? Especially when you already have that same ice cream in your freezer. Try something new and amazing with Tropical Shaved Ice. On Monday morning after the big company event, do you want the buzz down the hall to be, how awesome was this year's company picnic? Then crush boredom and bring on Kona Ice with over 32,000 flavor combinations. This is not your typical lackluster snow cone. Their flavors are bold and delicious. Fuzzy Navel, Margarita, Blue Hawaiian. Kona Ice is dairy-free, gluten-free, and they even offer flavors that are sugar and dye-free. No party is too big or too small. They can serve up to 1,000 people per hour. They have party packages starting as low as $100. To add more excitement to your next event, find them online.
At Donegal, we understand there are many costs associated with running a business. That's why Donegal works with you to provide quality insurance products based on your business needs, and why we deliver that insurance at a price to fit your budget. Call your local independent Donegal agent today and discover why, when it comes to insurance for your business, Donegal is a better value. Contact Kochman Kunkel Insurance at 717-854-0300 or stop in at 3217 East Market Street, York. Locally owned and operated by Pam and Rudy Kochman. Kochman Kunkel Insurance.
Local sports on WOYK are brought to you by Maple Donuts, a family tradition since 1946.
The Baltimore Baseball Show with Dan Connolly, right here on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK, York.
Nothing Ducks over the Revs, top of the fourth inning. 1 run on 6 hits, no errors for Long Island. Zeros across the scoreboard for the Revs. They've had just 1 base runner so far in this game, a Zach Wilson 2-out walk in the second. No one else has reached base against Lee Sosa. Robert Carson back out to work in the top of the fourth. Face Cody Puckett to start things off. Slider in for a strike. It's 0-1. 7-8-9 Puckett Cabrera Lions for the Ducks. They jumped down to an early 1-0 lead when Taylor Ard singled home Emilio Bonifacio in the first. So swing and a miss from Puckett. It's 0-2. Zeros across the scoreboard for both teams since then. Robert Carson got out of a second and third no-out jam in the top of the third inning, getting a ground ball back to him, then 2 lineouts, one to short, one to first, to strand both runners and keep it a 1-0 game. Carson readies his 0-2. Here's the pitch. Fastball, swing and a miss, high in the zone. Good pitch from Rob there, elevates it, and puts it in a spot where Puckett can't do anything with it. 4 strikeouts in the game for Carson. And with 1 down and no one on, here's Ramon Cabrera, the catcher. Cabrera hitting just .235 over his last 5 games. He's 4 for 17 in that stretch, but he's been a regular for Kevin Baez behind the plate this season. Cabrera, one of the Ducks All-Stars this season. He's been back behind the plate almost every night as he takes a slider low. 1-0 the count. 1-0 lead for the Ducks, top 4. First game back from the All-Star break that saw the Liberty Division beat the Freedom Division 4-3 in the game. Now this one hanging slider high in the zone. He deposits this one in the left field, does Cabrera for a single. So he goes to first base with 1 out. Brings up the 9-hitter Dan Lyons. Lyons at shortstop tonight. He's 1 for 1 with a single in the second inning. Carson looking for another shutdown frame. He's throwing up zeros in the second and third inning after giving up just the 1 run in the first. He's done a good job to limit the damage despite having given up 7 hits already in this one through 3 1/3. Revs on the flip side still looking for their first hit. Cabrera off first. Here's the pitch. Fastball low. It's 1-0. Lyons at .296 over the team's last 10. He's 8 for 27 with a homer and 3 RBI in that stretch. After the Lions back to the top of the order, the Revs will pinch for 2 up the middle. Time is called as Carson was set on the mound, but now he'll reset. 1 ball and no strikes, the count on Dan Lyons. The man at first is Cabrera. He's singled. A short lead for the catcher. Burgess holding him on at the bag. Carson set to the plate. Slider, good one on the outer half for a strike. Evens the count at 1. Both these teams off to good starts in the second half. The Ducks swept Sugar Land right before the break. The Revs took 2 out of 3 from Southern Maryland. Here's Carson's 1-1 pitch. On the ground to short, this could be 2. Dent to second for 1. Casilla the throw to first in time, a double play. 6-4-3, the Revs turn the twin killing. And Carson gets out of the inning. He faces the minimum. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and none left. In the inning for the Ducks, we go to the bottom of the 4th. It's Long Island 1, York nothing.
Brimmer has been York's license and notary specialist since 1969. An approved online messenger for PennDOT, it offers registration and driver's license renewals, online title transfers, money orders, and notary service, all with the friendly staff that guarantees your satisfaction. For more information on Brimmer's convenient hours and fast service, call 717-699-1060 in York or visit them on the web at brimmers.com. Brimmer Fast Licensing and Notary Service with 4 convenient locations in York and Lancaster.
Shipley Energy is more than just an energy company. We're a family tradition. Our goal is to provide outstanding customer service and to make energy easy for you. From heating oil and propane to natural gas and electricity, our team can help. We also offer HVAC services, installation, maintenance, and service plans to keep your home safe and comfortable. In addition, our team can improve the quality of water in your home. To learn more, visit ShipleyEnergy.com or call 855-5-SHIPLEY. We make energy easy.
You trust AAA to work at every mile. But AAA doesn't just cover your car. They can also cover your home. AAA Home Insurance protects every square foot. And when you add AAA Home Insurance to AAA Auto Insurance, you get more protection and more savings. Insurance that's not just insurance. Talk to your local AAA insurance agent today or visit AAA.com to learn more about AAA Home Insurance.
This is Paul Fletcher. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Bottom of the 4th inning, Revs trail the Ducks 1-0. One run on 7 hits, no errors for the Ducks in this one. No runs on no hits and no errors in the game for the Revs. Still looking for their first hit against Lee Sosa, the right-hander for Long Island, who's been excellent tonight. He allowed a 2-out walk in the 2nd, the only base runner. He's retired 9 of the 10 he's faced. Now he'll get 2, 3, 4 for the Revs in the bottom of the 4th. Casilla, Dotel, and Mesa. The 3 hottest hitters on this team to see if they can crack Sosa in the inning. Just a 1-0 lead for Long Island. They got their run in the 1st. First pitch to Casilla, a chopper over the head of the 3rd baseman Puckett and into left field. Casilla around first, he's digging for 2. Washington gets it in, but not in time. Casilla slides in safely with a leadoff double. Well, Casilla ran in the box and got a pitch on the outer half. He chopped it over the drawn-in Puckett at 3rd base. I mean, beautifully drawn up. Puckett came in a couple steps with Casilla at the dish, respecting his speed. And because of that, Casilla said, why not? I'll just chop one over your head. He did just that, and he's now at 2nd base for Wellington Dotel with no outs in the inning. Puckett again, the 3rd baseman in front of the 3rd base bag with Dotel at the plate. First pitch to Wellington, fastball on the outer half, 0-1. The first baseman, Art, is well off the line over at first base. About 2 body lengths off, so he's giving Dotel that first base line. An abbreviated righty batter shift. Man on 2nd, no outs, the 1-0. Off the hands, into right field, he dumps it in there for a knock. Casilla being waved around, he'll come in to score. The throw from Snyder wide. And the Revs tie it at 1. Wellington Dotel, an RBI single. He gets to 2nd on the throw home. Back-to-back knocks for Casilla and Dotel, who are both in the top 10 in the league in hitting. And just like that, we've got a brand new ball game. All it took was 3 pitches for the Revs to tie this thing with a 4th inning run. Casilla the double. Dotel fought one off the hands and flicked it into right field for a hit. Dotel now at 2nd base, trading places with Casilla. Now here's Melky Mesa, maybe the hottest hitter on the planet. Hitting .410 over his last 10. Fastball up in the zone. He swings and misses at that one. It's 0-1. Tied at 1 here in the bottom of the 4th. No outs. Dotel on 2nd. Revs have pushed across a run in the inning. Double from Casilla. The RBI single then from Dotel. 0-1 the count on Mesa. Sosa set on the mound. The 1-0 pitch. Hard hit ground ball to 2nd, but gloved by the 2nd baseman Valdespin. Spins, throws to 1st. And retires Mesa. So a hard hit ball. It goes for an out, but it's a productive one as Dotel moves up to 3rd base on the play. So now a runner on 3rd with just 1 down for Michael Burgess. He will try to give the Revs the lead and potentially more. We know what Burgess can do with the bat. He can put the Revs up 2 with 1 swing. He leads the team with 10 homers. He has 2 homers and 7 RBIs over the team's last 10, hitting just .231 in that stretch, but the power numbers have been there. Burgess 0 for 1 tonight. The Ducks infield comes in all the way around. Pitch from Sosa, fastball down in the zone, it's 1-0. Dotel a short lead off 3rd, 1 down in the inning. Revs and Ducks knotted at 1. Lee Sosa, who had not given up a hit through the first 3 innings, is now in danger of giving up the lead. Burgess ready for the 1-0. Sosa set, here's the pitch. Fastball misses inside, it's 2-0. First base is open. It would set up a double play if Sosa intends to pitch around Burgess and walk him. Zach Wilson waiting on deck. Burgess in a big RBI spot to give his team the lead. Sosa set again, takes the sign from Cabrera. The 2-0. Fastball way inside. It almost got away from Cabrera. He tried to fake out Dotel. The ball was in Cabrera's glove, but he turned to the backstop to make it look like he was going to go after a pass ball. Dotel wasn't buying it, however. So now Burgess will be walked intentionally with the count already 3-0. They will just put him on with the intentional pass. So he trots down to first base, and now Zach Wilson will indeed get a shot. Revs came into the inning down 1-0. They've since tied it. Wellington Dotel, an RBI single is what knotted things up. Now the Revs' third baseman, Wilson, will get a shot. Only 2 hits over his last 4 games, but he could change that here. Double play depth up the middle for the Ducks. The first pitch to Zach is a curveball in for strike 1. 1 out in the inning. Runners at the corners for the Revs in a tie game. The Ducks 1 and the Revs 1, bottom 4. Game 1 of a 3-game set between the two clubs. Third series meeting on the season. Here's the 0-1 pitch, popped up, right side of the diamond, shallow right center field. Valdespin is out, Snyder is out. It's Valdespin, he can't make the grab. Coming home is Dotel, here's the throw to the plate, it's high, Dotel slides in, safe ahead of the tag. Wellington Dotel gets in right ahead of the tag from Ramon Cabrera, and the Revs take a 2-1 lead in the bottom of the 4th. Valdespin, the second baseman, was under that pop-up. He got his glove on it, but it dropped. Dotel then decided to break for the plate. The throw from Valdespin came through the cutoff man. Cabrera got a high hop at home plate. He was in perfect position to come down and make the tag, but Dotel got under it thanks to the high hop on the lip of the grass. So not only do the Revs score a run, but Burgess goes to second. Wilson safe at first. I believe they will score that an error on Valdespin. The Revs have a 2-1 lead now. They came into the inning down 1-0. Revs have gone double, single, ground out, intentional walk, and Wilson reaches on the air that produces a run. Here's Luis Cruz with 2 on and 1 out. Pitch from Sosa is a changeup on the inner half. It's 0-1. Opponents hitting just .254 against Sosa this year. He'd only given up 3 extra base hits in 15 2/3 innings coming in, but the Revs have an extra base hit against him in the inning. It was the leadoff double from Casilla. The 0-1 to Cruz, fastball, it's there on the outer half, 0-2. Right-handed hitters hitting .306 on the year against Sosa. Lefties, they're the ones that have struggled, just .174. Cruz, a right-handed hitter, chance to do some damage. The 0-2 pitch flicks this one down the right field line. It has a chance to stay fair, but it's a foul ball. Just barely down the right field line, it hooked foul. Cruz will trot back to the batter's box. The count remains 0-2 on Cruz, 1 out in the inning, 2-1 lead for the Revs, bottom 4. Casilla and Dotel have both scored in the inning. They both reached base to start the inning. They went double, single, respectively. It's Burgess at second, Wilson at first. The Ducks have made an error in the inning. That was Valdespin. 0-2 to Cruz, misses low and away. It's 1-2. Revs lead the game despite being out hit by 5 in this one. The Ducks have 7 hits, but just 1 run to show for it. Big point in this game is Robert Carson stranding 2 on in the 3rd inning. It was 2nd and 3rd with no outs. He got out of it. Now Cruz chops one over the head of Puckett at third base. Polo's waving Burgess home. The Revs will take a 3-1 lead. An RBI single for Luis Cruz. Another chopper that gets over Puckett's head. The Revs are doing it any way they can. They now have 3 hits in the game all this inning and 3 runs to show for it. They lead it by 2. Casilla chopped one over Puckett's head to start the inning. That was intentional with him drawn in. Cruz just happened to hit the ball over there, and he batted it right into the dirt, and it took a high enough hop to get over Puckett's head at third. And Puckett wasn't even in at third. It just bounced so high it got into left. So a 3 spot here in the 4th. The Revs aren't done. Kevin Baez, the Ducks manager, went out for a chat with Sosa. He's now headed back to the dugout. Runners at first and second for the Revs with 1 out. They already lead it by 2. Ryan Dent at the plate. He's the 7th man to hit in the inning for York. Dent hitting .265 over the team's last 10. He's 9 for 34 in that stretch. Revs have 3 runs on 3 hits here in the 4th inning alone. Looking to add more. Sosa set. First pitch is spiked in the dirt, but Cabrera stops it. 1-0 the count. Wilson's at second. He reached on an error in the inning. Cruz at first after the RBI single. Sosa readies the 1-0. Swung on and tipped into the glove of Cabrera. It's 1-1. 3-1 Revs lead bottom 4. As they look to pick up their 3rd win of the second half in just 4 games. Revs in first place in the Freedom Division standings early on here in the second half. A look at second. Sosa to the plate, the 1-1. Lace past the diving Puckett at third. Wilson being waved around from second. He's going to score. Digging from first is Cruz. He slides in safe at third. And the hit parade continues for the Revs. It's now a 4-1 game in the bottom of the 4th. An RBI single for Ryan Dent. He smashed that one past Puckett through the 5.5 hole. The 4th hit of the inning, the 3rd run-producing hit for the Revs in the frame. And they've exploded for 4 runs, and there still is just 1 down here in the bottom of the 4th. So back-to-back RBI singles from Cruz and Dent. Here's the 9-hitter Witherspoon. It's 4-1 Revs in the bottom of the 4th. 4 unanswered after the Ducks took a 1-0 lead in the top of the 1st inning. Spoon the 8th man to hit. Well, the Ducks will play for 2 up the middle with runners at first and third. First pitch to Spoon, a slider from Sosa in for a strike. This is Sosa's 3rd game this year, 2nd start against the Revs. Has only logged 4 2/3 innings total and given up 5 runs against this Revs team. He's given up 4 runs alone here tonight. The 0-1, Spoon takes low and in, 1-1 the count. Still only 1 down in the inning. The out was a Melky Mesa ground out. Casillas started the inning with a double. Dotel singled him home. One coming to Travis Witherspoon. He sends it into center field and shallow. Bonifacio coming on. He makes the grab, tagging while bluffing the tag from third is Luis Cruz. He draws the throw. It's cut off by Ard. Not deep enough for Cruz to try it. Just a lazy fly ball there. Out number 2 in the inning. The Revs, unless somebody gets picked off or caught stealing, the Revs will send at least 9 to the plate in the inning. Mitchell, the 9th man to hit. After him, it's Casillas who started the frame. 4-1 Revs, bottom 4, 2 outs and runners at the corners. It's Cruz at third, Dent at first. 3 of the 4 runs have been produced with hits, the other in error. Third baseman Puckett off the line and on the edge of the infield grass. First pitch to Mitchell, fastball outside corner for a strike, 0-1. The shortstop, Lyons, is shaded more towards center field up the middle and deep. Valdespin in the hole between first and second. Ard, the first baseman, holding on Dent. 0-1 to Mitchell. Fastball again on the outer half. Mitchell again takes. It's 0-2. A lot of room between the shortstop, Lyons, and the second baseman, Valdespin, in the middle of the diamond. Decent sized hole between short and third as well. Now Puckett, the third baseman, backs up. He's way off the line. Mitchell could shoot one that way as well. 0-2 pitch coming from Sosa. Mitchell fouls it off. He got a fastball in the outer half. And the count remains 0-2. 4-1 lead for the Revs with 2 down in the bottom of the 4th. He's gotten all 4 runs this inning. They've done it on 4 hits, a double and 3 singles. Mitchell looking to keep this rally going. Sosa set. And the pitch. Fastball misses high. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mitchell struggling a little bit. But a guy who got hot, really hot, in the second half last year and helped carry the Revs to a second half Freedom Division Championship. It's looking to get hot again here. The 1-2 pitch sent into left center field. This one could drop. Bonifacio won't get there. An RBI single for Jared Mitchell. Luis Cruz scores. And it's a 5 spot for the Revs here in the bottom of the 4th. They lead it 5-1 over the Ducks. The 5th hit of the inning for the Revs plates their 5th run. Jared Mitchell joins the hit parade. Sinking liner into left center that Bonifacio couldn't get to. Washington in left field was nowhere near it. And now the 10th man to hit in the inning, Alexi Casilla, will hit. He started it with a chop double over the third baseman Puckett's head. Well, Casillas so good at those slap hits, and it's what has this rally started. Now he swings at the first pitch and lines one to right, but right at Travis Snyder. And the inning finally comes to an end. The Revs send 10 men to the plate. They get 5 hits. They score 5 times. They do leave a couple, but they take a 5-1 lead into the top of the 5th inning. We'll send you the top of the 5th next. Stick with us on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Have you heard? Royal Farms has gotten the national culinary recognition it deserves. Yeah, in Food and Wine magazine's article, 10 gas station foods across the country that are worth the detour, they put Royal Farms' world-famous chicken at the top of the list. Well, we've always known that Royal Farms has the best fried chicken, but now the whole world knows. So hurry into a Royal Farms to pick up some of their nationally recognized world-famous chicken before the world beats a path to their door. Royal Farms, real fresh, real fast.
If you own a tractor-trailer business, then you know the cost of having your rig down instead of on the road. Rivers Truck Center in Red Lion keeps your trucks on the road by providing a one-stop shop for all your trucking needs. Rivers handles full-service truck sales and carries a full line of parts for all makes and models, has their own full-service collision center, and provides 24-hour emergency towing and roadside assistance. Check out riverstruck.com for more info. There's a reason Rivers Truck Center has been in business for over 40 years. They really do care.
It is easy being green. In York County, trash is safely managed at a waste-to-energy facility where it is used as fuel to produce electricity. The electricity generated from trash is enough to power 20,000 homes. That's enough to light the entire city of York. Learn more at www.ycswa.com. Garbage is power.
This is Ryan Dent. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Sports Radio 1350, WOYK, first in York, first in sports.
We go to the top of the 5th inning from PeoplesBank Park in downtown York. Michael Marcantonini alongside Darrell Henry. A 5-1 lead for the Revs. They exploded for a 5-run 4th inning. They did it on 5 hits. There was an error in the inning. But right now, Robert Carson working with a 4-run lead. He'll face David Washington. The first pitch to Wash is low for a ball, 1-0. The Ducks took a 1-0 lead in the first when Taylor Ard singled home Emilio Bonifacio, but the Revs answered with 5 runs in the 4th off Lee Sosa, and they now lead it 5-1. They sent 10 to bat in the inning. 1-0 to Washington, breaking ball that misses in. Washington spins out of the box. It's 2-0. The Ducks still out hitting the Revs in this game, 7-5, but the Revs are ahead in the right column. That's the run column. It's 5-1. Alexi Casilla started the frame off with a double. There's a fastball in for a strike to Washington. Dotel then singled him home. Got to second on the throw home. Later in the inning, Wilson got a run home. Well, I guess he didn't really get the run home, but he popped one into shallow right center. Valdespin dropped it. Dotel scored on the play. That's how the second run scored. So Carson misses up and into Washington. It's 3-1. And the next run came home on Luis Cruz's RBI single over Puckett's head at third. That made it 3-1. Dent made it 4-1 with a hot shot past Puckett at third. Then Mitchell capped off the inning with an RBI single into left center to make it 5-1. So a 5 spot in the 4th for the Revs. They've taken control of this game. Now Carson readies his 3-1 to Washington. Fastball misses inside, ball 4. So Washington walks. Well, that was Valdespin, excuse me. It's Valdespin, not Washington. That brings up Bonifacio. Well, here's Emilio hitting .417 over his last 10 games. 10 for 24. Reached on a fielder's choice and scored a run in the first inning, then singled in the third. Now Mark Mason, the Revs manager, out to chat with Carson. Paul Fletcher, the Revs pitching coach, not with the team today. So Mace handling the pitching coach duties as well. No outs and a man on first in the top of the 5th inning. Revs lead the Long Island Ducks 5-1 in the first game of this 3-game set. Carson, after the meeting on the mound with Mace, will have Bonifacio to deal with. Bonifacio, the switch hitter, batting right. Revs playing for 2 up the middle. Wilson in front of the bag at third. Bonifacio bluffs a bunt attempt but takes low for a ball, 1-0. No outs in the inning, man on first. And the pitch from Carson, the 1-0. Fastball in for a strike. Top half of the strike zone, it's 1-1. The Revs went into the break with a series win in Southern Maryland against the Blue Crabs. They won the first 2 games of that series before losing on Sunday in walk-off fashion. The 1-1 to Bonifacio, dribbled foul down the third baseline, 1-2. But the bigger story was that the fact that the Revs did take 2 of 3. They started their official second half off on a good note. Mitch Atkins threw a 3-hit shutout with 10 strikeouts and no walks in Game 1 of that series. The Revs won it 10-0. They won a close game the next night. And then Dominic Severino dazzled on Sunday, but bullpen blew that one for him. 1-2 pitch, Bonifacio pops it up into shallow left center. Dotel ranges over. He calls off Witherspoon, makes the grab. 1 down here in the 5th. Bonifacio retired for the first down in the inning. Valdespin retreats to first. Here's Travis Snyder, the right fielder. He doubled in the 3rd inning, struck out looking in the 1st. Snyder's been on a bit of a tear lately. He has 3 homers and 11 RBIs. He's also scored 7 runs over the Ducks' last 10. Been a fixture in right field all season for them. In fact, the Ducks, really the top 4 in their lineup, doesn't change much at all. Really the top 6. Slider misses outside from Carson. It's 1-0. Valdespin, Bonifacio, Snyder, Ford is usually their top 4, and Ard 5, Washington 6 is pretty much the end of their middle of their order. 1-0 pitch, swung on and missed. Fastball in the outer half. Carson gets that one over. It's 1-1. The Ducks have not had to deal with many injury issues this season. Part of the reason why they've run out the same lineup consistently. 1-1 the count on Snyder. Left on left for Carson. Leg kick and the pitch. Slider low and away. He gets Snyder to chase. It's 1-2. 5-1 lead for the Revs in the top of the 5th inning. Revs got all 5 of their runs and all 5 of their hits, for that matter, in the bottom of the 4th. Good way to start the offense. First game back from the All-Star break. A little sluggish over the first 3 innings, but things clicked in the 4th. Short lead off first for Valdespin, the 1-2 pitch. Fastball misses high and away. It's 2-2 on Snyder. Carson, who started the All-Star game for the Freedom Division on Wednesday, went an inning in that game, gave up 1 run. It was a homer. Did not factor in the game's decision. 2-2 pitch from Robb. Fastball flip foul out of play down the third base line. The count remains even at 2. This is already Robb's 4th game, 3rd start against the Ducks this year. Has struck out 11 and walked just 3 in the 3 appearances coming in. He's struck out 4 batters so far tonight and has yet to walk a batter, so the command has been there. He's given up 7 hits, but he's given up just 1 run. The 2-2 to Snyder. Slider misses way off the plate there. It's full. See if Valdespine goes in motion from first. He walked to lead off the inning. Carson readies the 3-2. Here it is. Fastball grounded past Burgess at first into right field. Valdespine makes the turnaround second. He'll head for third. Throw from Mitchell in right goes into second. Another base hit for the Ducks. They now have 8 in the game, and Carson now faced with a first and third situation with just 1 out here in the top of the 5th. That brings up the cleanup hitter Lou Ford, DHing tonight. We've also seen Lou play his fair share of left field this season. Carson has a 5-1 lead to work with, but the Ducks threatening once again here in the 5th. It's only been 1 inning where Carson's faced the minimum. That was the 4th, and even in that inning, he gave up a single. He used a double play to get out of it. So here's Ford with runners at the corners and 1 down. Revs pinching for 2 up the middle. First pitch from Carson, fastball that misses inside. Looks like Carson's getting pinched by Tim Detweiler. 1-0 the count. And the pitch. Hard hit ground ball to short. Dent to flip to Casilla for 1. Over to first in plenty of time. Robert Carson rolls another inning-ending 6-4-3 double play. This time he strands runners at the corners. He's through 5 solid innings. He's given up just 1 run despite the 8 hits. And we go to the bottom of the 5th with the Revs holding a 5-1 lead over the Ducks. Stick with us on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Hey, it's the good-looking genius at Broadway Transmission. You know what really grinds my gears? Perfectly good cars being thrown away just because the transmission went bad. My mind slips into overdrive when someone says,
I'll just get a new car before I'm spending that kind of money on a transmission.
What? According to Kelley Blue Book, the average price of a new car is $32 grand. Now you're going to finance that, right? There's another $6 to $8 grand. And if you drive it off the showroom floor, it loses 20% of its value immediately. Don't forget, you also have to pay sales tax, higher insurance rates, title and registration fees, and come up with $600, $700, $800 a month depending on your interest rates for 5 years. And remember, you will still have to pay for the upkeep of the car. Brakes, tires, wipers, fluids, etc. Stop! Trade your transmission, not your car.
Thanks, good-looking genius.
You're welcome, ma'am. Broadway Transmission. We'll get your shift together and save you all that dough. Visit us on the web at BroadwayTrans.com or stop in and see how it's done.
Hi, I'm Eric Chase, the Executive Director and CEO of the Children's Aid Society, and we're glad to be a homestand sponsor with the York Revolution this year. At the Lehman Center here in York, we keep children safe and feel loved by helping children and their families build stronger, healthier lives through our compassionate and professional services of respite care, parent education and support groups, creative art therapies, and family advocacy. I invite you to come out and meet our team at PeoplesBank Park, July 13th through the 15th for our homestand. Thank you.
This is Chang Choi, athletic trainer of the York Revolution. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Sports Radio 1350. WOYK. First in York, first in sport.
Revs lead at 5-1 over the Long Island Ducks. Bottom of the 5th inning from PeoplesBank Park. Lee Sosa back out for another inning for the Ducks, and Wellington Dotel swings at the first pitch and fouls it off over the first base dugout. No balls and 1 strike. Revs got all 5 of their runs and all 5 of their hits in the bottom of the 4th off Sosa. They sent 10 to the plate, 4 singles and a double in that inning. 4 different Revs picked up an RBI in the frame as well. Dotel was one of them. He singled home Casilla. Now he'll bat for the 3rd time tonight, 1 for 2. The 0-1 pitch, breaking ball misses off the plate. A good-looking pitch from Lee, but he couldn't get Dotel to bite. The Ducks have 8 hits off Robert Carson, but Carson has given up just 1 run in the game. He's been fantastic stranding runners. Dotel sends one in the air to deep right field. Snyder drifting back, camped under it. He makes the grab shy of the warning track. 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. So with 1 down, Melky Mesa will get a shot. He's 0 for 2 with a fly out to right and a ground out to second. His ground out in the 4th inning was a productive out. moved up a runner to third base. Moved up Dotel to third base, which allowed Dotel then to score on the Valdespine error on Wilson's pop-up. So here's Melky, who had a 2-homer game with 3 RBI on Sunday in Southern Maryland. First pitch to him, it skips to the backstop, 1-0. Melky, the team's hottest hitter, comes into the game hitting .344 with 9 homers and 32 RBI. He's 4 for 14 with 3 homers, 5 driven in, and 4 runs scored in the Southern Maryland series. Now he takes another ball low, it's 2-0. Well, Melky, the first Rev with 2 multi-homer games this year. He's done it in as many Sundays. 2-0 the count on the Milkman. The pitch almost hits him, but Melky gets out of the way, and he's now faced with a 3-0 count. And Melky's been fantastic for the Revs this year. I mean, his presence in the lineup is indispensable. Has 21 multi-hit games. He leads the team with 12 multi-RBI games. He's hit safely in 18 of his last 21 and has driven in 24 runs in that stretch. 3-0 pitch is low, so he won't get a chance to do any damage here, but he is a 1-out base runner for Michael Burgess, who walked his last time up. So Mesa down to first after the walk. Sosa issues another free pass. It's his 3rd walk of the game. One of those intentional, though. Now Burgess will bat with a man on. 5-1 lead for the Revs, home half of the 5th. Nice night for a ball game here at the bank. Not too hot, a little bit of a breeze with the wind blowing from right center. First pitch to Mike, fastball low, it's 1-0. Burgess leads the team with 10 homers. 1 ahead of Mesa, who's on first base. Mike was slumping most of the first half, but then got hot towards the end of the half. The average is at just .229, but been much better over his last month as he takes a fastball outside there. It's 2-0. Burgess 2 for 14 with an RBI and a run scored against the Blue Crabs the weekend before the All-Star break. Former first-round pick of the Nationals in 2007. Burgess in his 12th pro season. The 2-0 pitch, fastball misses out. Burgess hit 17 homers last year. He's on pace to break that 17 mark this season, and he's on pace to do it in 14 less games. 140-game season last year, 126 on the calendar in the Atlantic League this season. But 10 at the break puts him on pace for 20 on the year. And the 3-0 pitch, fastball misses high. So Lee Sosa has thrown 8 straight balls after getting Dotel to fly out to start the inning. So it'll be first and second for Wilson, but it more than likely will not be against Lee Sosa. Kevin Baez, the Ducks manager, out of the dugout, walking towards the mound. All indication point to him taking the ball from Sosa, and he will. He signals to the bullpen, so we'll have a pitching change here at PeoplesBank Park. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. The Revs lead at 5-1 in the bottom of the 5th. 1 out and runners at first and second. We'll take a quick break, let you know who the new pitcher is when we come back.
You know, something funny happens when people buy their dream home. They can both look at the same thing and see it in an entirely different way. He sees a man cave, while she sees an art room.
Hi, my name is Ryan Scott with J.G. Wentworth Home Lending, and this has become a common theme from our happy customers. With our competitive rates, quick process, and close-on-time guarantee, why would you choose another mortgage company to finance your dreams? Call us today at 855-JGW-LEND so we can get you on your path towards home ownership.
J.G. Wentworth Home Lending will take care of all the details of purchasing your home so you can focus on what to do once you move in. You know, will that great backyard be a beautiful garden? Or a beautiful new pool? Yeah, that's one detail we'll leave up to you. Call 855-JGW-LEND today.
Mortgage loans offered by J.G. Wentworth Home Lending, LLC. 3550 Commission Court, Woodbridge, Virginia. NMLS ID 2925. NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Equal housing lender.
I'm a chef. Pleasing my patrons' palates is paradise. But lately, when I hear a cheer from the dining room, it's Keno from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Sure, it could be my veggie lasagna, but chances are it's customers picking numbers to win cash with drawings every 4 minutes. Keno's fun, exciting, and you can enjoy it as an appetizer or a main course. Hey, everything tastes better with winning. Keno, it's here. Played at your favorite bar or restaurant.
Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Listen live, on demand, and on the go. Download the new WOYK app on the Apple and Google Play stores today.
Back here on the broadcast, Revs lead the Ducks 5-1 in the bottom of the 5th inning. New pitcher into the game for Long Island is the right-hander Brandon Pinder. He inherits runners at first and second and 1 out with Zach Wilson at the dish. Lee Sosa's night is finished after 4 1/3 innings. Line is not closed on him, though. He's responsible for both runners on base. So Pinder into the game, a check on Mesa at second to the plate. Wilson swings at the first pitch and comes up empty. It's 0-1. Pinder, the first man out of the bullpen for Kevin Baez's squad tonight. Lee Sosa gave up 5 hits, only struck out 1 and walked 4, 1 intentional walk on the night. Mesa leads off second, Burgess off first, not being held on. The 0-1 to Wilson. Fastball outside corner that Wilson swings at and shoots into the stands over the Revs dugout. No balls and 2 strikes. Pinder's in his first season with Long Island. He made 26 appearances at the major league level for the Yankees between 2015 and 2016. Posted a .345 ERA in that stretch. Was with the Angels organization in August of 2017 before being released. First year of independent ball for him. In the 0-2, fastball misses inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Spent most of the first 7 years of his pro career with the Yankees organization. He's trying to limit the damage for the Ducks. Zach Wilson trying to make more damage. 1-2 the count, the pitch. Fastball lined into center field. That's down for a base hit in front of Bonifacio. Mesa had to hold up going to third, so he'll stop there. Burgess to second. A line drive single for Wilson sets up the bases loaded for Luis Cruz with only 1 out here in the 5th. Revs already up 5-1. They got all 5 in the 4th. Wilson has his first hit of the night. He's reached base all 3 times tonight. He's reached base safely now twice. Walk, an error, now a single. Station to station baseball for the Revs in the inning. After Dotel flew out to right, it's been walk, walk, single. Luis Cruz will hit with the bases loaded. Defense back for the Ducks. First pitch to Luis, fastball high and tight. It's 1-0. Puckett over at third is on the edge of the infield grass in front of the third base bag. Lyons and Valdespine pinching up the middle. Ard, the first baseman, not holding on Wilson, and he's way off the bag. The 1-0 to Luis. Fly ball out to medium left field. Washington ranges over. He makes the grab. Tagging from third is Mesa. The throw goes into third, and Luis Cruz has himself a multi-RBI game. Sac fly to left. Mesa scores, and the Revs take a 6-1 lead here in the bottom of the 5th. So Cruz manufactures a run. Revs continue to find ways to score. With 2 outs now, runners at first and second for Ryan Dent. That run charged to Lee Sosa. His line is still not complete. He's responsible for Burgess out at second base. Sosa walked Burgess before leaving the game. So sac fly for Luis Cruz. He's driven in a run in his many plate appearances. With 2 outs, Dent takes inside. Cruz, the first Rev with multiple RBIs in the game. 6 runs on 6 hits for the Revs. Efficiency at its finest. 1 run on 8 hits for the Ducks. You can't say the same with them. 1-0 the count on Dent, fouls it to the backstop, 1-1. 6-1 lead for York over Long Island, bottom 5. Burgess is at second, Wilson at first. The Revs have taken advantage of opportunities today. They've hit well with men in scoring position. The walks have come around to score. They've put the bat on the ball. Just one strikeout for Ducks pitching tonight. The 1-1 to Dent, fastball high and in that causes Dent to dance out of the way. It's 2-1. 2 outs in the inning on a nice night in downtown York. Second half started the series before the break for every team in the Atlantic League, but this really the official start after the break now. Now Dent sends this one out to deep left center field. Bonifacio on his horse. He won't get there, and that ball is not coming back. Ryan Dent clubs a 3-run homer over the left center field wall. And the Revs are pouring it on here in the bottom of the 5th. They lead it 9-1. As Dent comes up with another long ball, his 8th of the season, he now has 29 RBIs. And the Revs are putting a hurt on the Ducks. 9 unanswered runs. They've scored 4 here in the 5th. You gotta love what you're seeing out of the Revs offense tonight. It's their first long ball of the evening. But they haven't needed the home run tonight. They've manufactured runs. They've scored when guys have gotten on base. They've manufactured. Now with the bases empty, Travis Witherspoon will hit with his team up 8 runs. And the pitch, fastball in for a strike. 9-1 Revs lead. They've done it on 7 hits. Luis Sosa's line is finally complete. He gives up 7 of those runs. The other 2 charged to the man on the mound, Pinder. Pinder sets the 0-1 pitch. Slider chopped over to first base. Ardfields. It flips to Pinder covering, and the side is retired. But not before the Revs strike for 4 more. A Luis Cruz sac fly, a Ryan Dent 3-run homer to left center. And after 5 full innings, it's the Revs 9 and the Ducks 1. We'll go to the top of the 6th next. Stick with us. You won't want to miss what's happening next in this one.
As you clean it out, keep in mind Community Aid's looking for your lucky leftovers. After you wrap up your yard sale, donate what's left over at your closest Community Aid Drive-Up Donation Center. They're attached to each of Community Aid's incredible thrift stores in our area. Hanover, Harrisburg, Lancaster, Mechanicsburg, and Selinsgrove. Community Aid wants your lucky leftovers to help more than 750 local charities. Learn more at communityaid.net. But don't forget, give your lucky leftovers to Community Aid. Neighbors helping neighbors.
Carmen Fusco Pro Baseball and Softball Academy in New Cumberland offers a variety of lesson plans for every budget. Owner Carmen Fusco has 38 years of Major League Baseball experience, and our staff is made up entirely of professional instructors, including Carmen Fusco, Sam Knott, TJ Cronenberger, and Lisa Baker. We offer one-on-one private instruction, camps and clinics, and year-round travel ball programs focused on developing the player. We differ from other facilities because we offer professional instruction with Major League Baseball techniques. We also provide free college placement for our athletes. Conveniently located off I-83 between Harrisburg and York, check out Carmen Fusco Pro Baseball and Softball Academy in New Cumberland and go online to fuscoprobaseball.com.
Sports injury? Walk into WellSpan Urgent Orthopedics for immediate care. No appointment is ever needed. Our orthopedic and sports medicine specialists are here to treat you. Visit wellspan.org/urgent orthopedics today for hours at our York and Hanover locations.
Hey, this is Jacoby Jones, Super Bowl champ, Dancing with the Stars. If y'all didn't vote for me, it's y'all fault I lost, but you're listening to the radio, WOYK 1350, baby.
Revs lead at 9-1 over the Long Island Ducks. Top of the 6th inning, Michael Marcantonini alongside Darrell Henry. 9 runs on 7 hits, no errors for the Revs. 1 run on 8 hits, 1 error for Long Island. Highland Piguero takes over for Robert Carson here in the 6th. Carson leaves in line for the win. He only goes 5, giving up 8 hits, but he gives up just 1 run. It was earned. Strikes out 4 and walked only 1. As Piguero takes over. Carson got 9 runs of support. It has to feel good for him coming out of the All-Star break. And Darryl, this team's got to be feeling really good about itself all the way around. A great start from Rob. Turns it over to Peguero, who's pitched well. And the offense, 9 runs on 7 hits in just 5 innings at the plate.
Yeah, this is a night where it's all been clicking. It was a slow start against Sosa, but 2 big innings the last 2. And the Revs continue to get good starting pitching. That's, well, not a quality start tonight from Rob, only going 5, but really good outings. 5 of the last 6 and 4 in a row the last 4 games. Only 2 earned runs combined from the starting pitching.
Well, here's Highland Peguero, faces Taylor Ard, David Washington, and Cody Puckett. 5, 6, 7 in the 6th. First pitch is a fastball at the knees. It's 0-1. So Rob finishes his 5th start of the season in line for the victory. It would be his 3rd win as a starter this year if the Revs can hold on to their 8-run lead. 0-1 now on Ard with Peguero on the hill. The pitch, ground ball, shot past Burgess through the hole between first and second. A base hit for Ard, the 9th base hit of the game for the Ducks. They continue to find ways on base. They continue to spray the ball around the ballpark, but the run column does not show for it. So they have just 1 in the game. I think that's one of the biggest things with Rob's outing tonight, Darryl, is the fact that he pitched so well with runners on base, and he really bared down when he needed to.
Yeah, especially that 3rd inning, down 1-0. It was 2nd and 3rd, no outs, didn't allow anything else.
David Washington at the dish, takes a strike on the outer half, a fastball 0-1.
And if Long Island tacks on 2 runs at that point, maybe 1 run doesn't feel so much different, but if it's 3-0, maybe there's a different complexion of this game.
Yeah, 1 to Washington. That one's out there on the outside corner for a strike. It's 0-2, and it's a great point. We've seen so much this season where the Revs don't get the stop they needed. They don't get the stop, I'm using a basketball term there. They don't get the shutdown inning they needed, but Rob got it tonight. Peguero, the 0-2 pitch to Washington, swing and a miss, change up on the outer half. 84 on the gun, and Washington strikeout victim for the 2nd time tonight. 5th strikeout in the game for Revs pitchers. Peguero comes back after the leadoff single and gets Washington.
Yeah, if you're a starter especially, it's a long game. You don't want to get too high or low, but you could sense a little bit that was a big spot early in the game, and I think Rob sensed it too. 3 big outs.
Here's Cody Puckett with 1 out and a man on. He swings and misses at a fastball off the plate there. Peguero gets ahead. Well, Highland, his last appearance before the All-Star break was this past Saturday, July 7th. Worked a scoreless inning in Southern Maryland, walked 1, got a hold in that game. Highland's been good for the Revs this season. Since coming over from the Road Warriors where he started the 2018 campaign. Check on first. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball sent into the netting behind home plate. It's 0-2. 9-1 lead for the Revs, top of the 6th inning. They've done all their scoring through 2 innings. They got 5 runs in the 4th after they were down 1-0. They got 4 more in the 5th inning. Ryan Dent's 3-run homer capped off the 4-run 5th. The bats have been hot tonight. Peguero set on the mound. The right-hander looks over at first. Now to the plate. The 0-2 to Puckett. Swing and a miss. Fastball up in the zone. Puckett lost his bat for some odd reason there. 2nd strikeout, back-to-back hitters for Peguero. 2 outs now in the inning.
It almost looked like his bottom hand, the left hand, sort of rolled it over to finish that swing a little bit awkwardly and then just dropped it. He didn't finish high to watch him the next time he swings, but seemed to cut himself off there, and bat just fell out. But another good fastball from Peguero to tie him up.
Here's Ramon Cabrera with 2 outs and a man on. Short leadoff first for Ard. Cabrera swings at the first pitch and comes up empty. Switch hitter batting left now with the right-handed throwing Peguero on the hill. Peguero looking to keep it a 9-1 lead for York. Ducks have not scored since they got a run in the first inning. Taylor Ard singled home Bonifacio. That was it. Carson 4 straight scoreless innings after that. Peguero working on a scoreless frame. The 0-1 to Cabrera. Fly ball deep right field. Mitchell giving chase. He's under it. He makes the grab on the track. And the inning is over. No runs on 1 hit, no errors. And 1 left on. Peguero gets 2 strikeouts and a fly out. He retires the Ducks in the 6th. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's the Revs 9 and the Ducks 1.
Money and business are essential to the strength of a community. So is cheering and celebration and music and fun. That's why York Revolution games, concerts, youth sports, special events, and more happen at a place called PeoplesBank Park. PeoplesBank has been serving York County for more than 150 years. Always cheering, always celebrating, always committed to the things that make York County great. And to you having a great time at PeoplesBank Park. People's Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Planning your next visit to York? Book your stay at Courtyard by Marriott. Conveniently situated near local businesses, shopping, dining, downtown, and local attractions, Courtyard by Marriott features a state-of-the-art lobby, inviting flexible spaces to work or relax, free Wi-Fi, our well-equipped fitness center, and the bistro, offering healthy options and refreshing choices, including Starbucks and an evening bar. Your stay is sure to be more comfortable, productive, and enjoyable than ever before. Courtyard by Marriott, 2799 Concord Road in York. Book your stay at 717-840-7840.
You'll always hit it out of the park with great Best Yet products from your neighborhood SureSave stores. Like party platters with $18.93 deli items. Team up Best Yet hot dogs with Best Yet kettle cooked chips. And get Best Yet 12 packs of soda and Best Yet Rising Crust pizzas at Sobel's Markets in Shrewsbury, Stewartstown, Whiteford, and East York. And at Nell's Market Fresh Foods in Spry.
Hi, this is United States Olympic gold medalist Jenny Finch. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on Sports Radio 1350. WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Revs all over the Ducks in this one. 9-1 York over Long Island, home half of the 6th inning. Top of the order for the Revs, Mitchell, Casilla, Dotel, to see if they can get any more runs off this Ducks pitching staff. Brandon Pinder stays in the game. He got the final 2 outs of the 5th. But a 3-run home run from Ryan Dent came before he could get out of that frame. 7 of the 9 runs for the Revs charged to the starter Sosa. He went just 4 1/3. Pinder got the final 2 outs, like I said, of the 5th. He served up the dinger to Dent. Jared Mitchell to try to start another rally here in the 6th. First pitch, breaking ball in for a strike. It's 0-1. 9 runs on 7 hits, no errors for the Revs. 1 run on 9 hits, 1 error for Long Island. 5 in the 4th, 4 in the 5th for the Revs. 1 in the 1st for Long Island. That's it. Pinder set. Mitchell off the end of the bat, sends one into right center, but that's down for a hit. Hit number 8 on the night for the Revs. Mitchell has his 2nd hit in as many at-bats. And the Revs start the 6th inning right where they left off in the bottom of the 5th. That brings up Casilla with a man on.
Yeah, 2 hits. The at-bat before that, he hit it pretty well and lined out the other way. Good to see. A lot of the outs that Mitchell made at Southern Maryland were kind of rollover ground balls, but he might just be getting hot here soon.
There's Alexi Casilla, takes a ball outside. It's 1-0. 4 different Revs have at least 1 RBI tonight. Dotel and Mitchell each have 1. Cruz has 2, and Dent has 4. One of the Revs' runs came in to score on an error, so no RBI there. 1-0 pitch. Casilla fouls it to the backstop. It's 1-1. Casilla started the offensive surge for the Revs tonight. He led off the 4th with a double on one of his running slap swings where he chopped the ball over Puckett's head at 3rd into left field. He doubled. Next batter, Dotel, singled him home. The Revs haven't stopped hitting since. Pinder readies the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Slider in on the hands of Casilla. 1-2. 9-1 lead is pretty comfortable right here, Darryl, but the way this team's hitting, you got to expect they have a couple more left in the tank tonight.
Yeah. They're never done.
1-2 pitch. Casilla fouls it off. Now on the other side, this could end up being one of those classic situations where it's a blowout tonight, and then they don't save any runs for tomorrow. We see that all too often in baseball. Not saying the Revs specifically, but it's just something that happens in the game of baseball.
I guess when they're there for the taking, though, you have to go get them, right?
Right. 1-2 the count on Alexi. Pitch from Pinder. Slap hit down the third base line from Casilla. That's going to get into the left field corner. Mitchell goes first to third. Casilla digging for 2. Now Polo waving Mitchell home. I'm not sure what happened to that ball in the left field corner, but Mitchell comes in to score. Now Mitchell talking things over with one of the umpires. I think they're going to send Mitchell back to third. The home plate umpire, Tim Detweiler, is all the way out in left field, figuring out what went down in the left field corner. Daryl, we can't see from where we are in the booth what happens in that corner, but got to believe that maybe the ball got caught up in the tunnel down there or wedged under something.
Yeah, that's the only thing. That's true. It could have been wedged under the tarp for their bullpen mound, or maybe under the gate to their clubhouse, or if somebody left that gate open. Great piece of hitting, though, again. He is a magician.
So good with the bat, and now the infield will come in all the way around for Dotel. Second and third and no outs for the Revs. Wellington takes high and in for ball 1. Casilla, the third Rev with 2 or more hits now in this one. 1-0 on Dotel. Revs threatening for not 1, not 2, plenty more than that. There are no outs here in the bottom of the 6th. They already lead it 9-1. The 1-0 from Pinder. Dotel takes inside again. It's 2-0. To your point earlier about can't just leave the runs out there and say we're going to save them for tomorrow, but sometimes it seems easier if you could do that.
Like to open up a savings account for them.
Carry them over. 2-0 pitch. Dotel shoots one out to short. It gets by the shortstop Lions into left field. The Revs will add another run. They crack double digits. It's now 10-1 here in the home half of the 6th. Well, they scored a base hit. It was a hot shot that Lions tried to backhand off one hop. It got into left field. So Dotel picks up the 3rd straight hit in the inning for the Revs. He's at first. Going from 2nd to 3rd is Casilla. And now Melky Mesa, who has not joined the hit parade tonight, will have a chance to get in on it. 10-1 Revs here in the 6th. Double play depth up the middle for the Ducks. Mesa laces the first pitch down the left field line and into the corner. Casilla will trot home. Going first to 3rd is Dotel. Mesa digging for 2. Dotel slides in safe ahead of the tag at 3rd. It's an 11-1 lead for the Revs, as Melky Mesa does indeed get in on the hit parade. 4 straight hits for the Revs in the inning. Single-double, single-double. And it's all York in this one tonight.
And what's he do, Michael?
He delivers. What else does the milkman do?
What else would he do?
He doesn't drink the milk, he just delivers it.
He hits rockets.
An 11 spot in the game for the Revs.
It's all going right tonight. But I mean, the guys at the top, they've been so hot. Dotel, Mesa, Casilla as well. And you know, I sense that Mitchell's time is coming. You've had Burgess hot for a while. Dent a little bit lower. He's had a huge night tonight. Did you see in BP today when Alexi was just, and he had one of the hits that started this whole thing, he was just working on poking it the other way, and he might have hit the same spot in the dirt like 5 times in a row.
I did notice that, and I'm thinking, how is he doing that? But then I realized he was specifically working on that. It's pretty wild how much control he has with the bat. Burgess swings at the first pitch from Pinder, and that one gets by him for a strike. It's 0-1. John Brownell, the pitching coach for the Ducks, went out to chat with Pinder. The Ducks have bullpen action and a right-hander getting loose, but for the time being, Brandon Pinder stays in. 2 runs in the inning already for the Revs. Burgess up with 2nd and 3rd, and he shoots one up the middle, a base hit. Dotel scores, Mesa being held at 3rd. It's 12-1 Revs. Another knock for the Revs. Burgess has his first hit of the night. He's reached safely in 3 straight trips. And for the 3rd straight inning, the Revs have put up at least 3 runs. Now Kevin Baez, another slow trot to the mound. Those have not been fun walks to the mound for him tonight.
Now it's been a long one on that side. And how about Big Mike Sr. right off the jet, coming back from the All-Star break back home to Florida and picking up a knock. It's contagious, they say, and we have just about all contributed in some way tonight.
So that'll do it for Brandon Pinder. The Ducks will go to the bullpen again. It's 12-1 Revs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Still no outs. The Revs have 5 straight hits, which ties the season high. Take another quick break on the broadcast and let you know who the new right-hander is for the Ducks when we come back.
Rutter's has all your favorite seafood options. Tavern battered cod sandwich, crispy fried shrimp with bada bing dipping sauce, flavorful crab and corn chowder, just to name a few. Rutter's Seafood. One try and you'll be hooked. Rutter's. Why go anywhere else for seafood?
Planning your summer vacation? Looking to take care of those long overdue home improvements? Hello, I'm Tara Hauser, Vice President of Marketing at First Capital Federal Credit Union. Make all your dreams come true with a home equity loan from First Capital FCU. For a limited time, take advantage of a 7-year home equity loan of $10,000 or more with an annual percentage rate as low as 3.99%. Visit firstcapitalfcu.com or stop by any branch to apply. First Capital, putting you first. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing lender.
First Capital Federal Credit Union.
Columbia Gas of Pennsylvania delivers natural gas to 423,000 customers. Our commitment is to do it reliably, efficiently, and most importantly, safely. If you smell, hear, or see any sign of a natural gas problem, evacuate immediately and call 911 from a safe location. The most obvious indication of a problem in your home would be a rotten egg odor. For more information on natural gas safety, visit ColumbiaGasPA.com. Columbia Gas of Pennsylvania, reminding you about natural gas safety.
Rutter's Hot Dog Extravaganza is here. Rutter's Kunzler hot dogs and brand new corn dogs are only 2 for $2. Our amazing Kunzler bacon wrapped cheddar dogs and sausages are only 2 for $4. Earn 2 cents on fuel for every deal purchase. Must scan rewards card. Rutter's, why go anywhere else?
You're on the home of the Atlantic League champion York Revolution. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK, York.
Carlos Pimentel, right-hander, takes over for the Ducks out of the bullpen. Third pitcher of the night, second reliever for Long Island. He'll face Zach Wilson with Melky Mesa at third, Michael Burgess at first, and no outs here in the bottom of the 6th. 12-1 lead for the Revs. Brandon Pinder's night is done. He got just 2 outs and gave up 5 runs. Wilson swings at the first pitch from Pimentel and sends it into the netting. It's 0-1. So Pinder got just 2 outs, but he's given up 5 runs already. He's responsible for both runners on base. He gave up 7 hits. Not a good outing out of the bullpen for Pinder. Pimentel trying to get all 3 outs here in the 6th. 0-1 the count on Wilson. He takes a slider over for a strike. 82 on the gun. It's 0-2. 5 runs in the 4th, 4 in the 5th, and 3 here in the 6th already for the Revs. They've gone single, double, single, double, single. Matched a season high with 5 straight hits here in the inning. The 0-2 to Wilson. Flips it foul off the end of his bat and stays alive. Still 0-2. The Revs have had 5 consecutive hits 3 times this season. They did it twice on June 28th at Long Island. Chance to make it 6 straight here in the bottom of the 6th. 12 runs on 12 hits. Doesn't get much better than that. No errors defensively for the Revs. 1 run on 9 hits, 1 error for the Ducks. The 0-2 coming to Zach. Here it is. Popped up, foul territory behind home plate, but that will get into the seats foul. It seems like when things are rolling for you, those pop-ups get out of play. When things aren't rolling for you, they stay in play. Just little things like that.
Crazy how the game works. It is nice to look down and see that you've done most of this by way of hitting the ball as well.
0-2 the count on Wilson. Pimentel sets on the mound. And the pitch swung on and tapped foul down the first base line past Sandy De Leon. coaching at first. A cue shot from Wilson, who continues to stay alive here in the box. Mitchell started the inning with a single. Casilla doubled. Dotel singled home Mitchell. Mesa doubled home Casilla. And Burgess singled home Dotel. And we'll see if Wilson can get Mesa home and keep the trend going. No balls and 2 strikes on Zach. Cabrera sets up outside. The pitch from Pimentel, low and away. Stopped in the dirt by Cabrera. It's 1-2. If you're wondering what the Revs' season high in runs is, it's 19. They did that on June 18th against the Road Warriors. Their season high for hits in a game is 20. They did that on June 28th against the Road Warriors. Well, I think they also did that on June 18th. Something is wrong in the notes. One or the other, I messed up a number. 12-12 tonight for the Revs. And the 1-2 pitch to Zach. Fastball misses low and away. It's 2-2. Wilson fighting here in the AB as the lights are all on here at PeoplesBank Park. Still a little bit of faint daylight off in the distance with the sunset. Not dark quite yet here in York. 2-2 the count on Wilson with no outs and runners at the corners. Pitch from Pimentel. This one shot into right field, a base hit. 6 straight hits for the Revs. Mesa comes in to score. Zach Wilson has an RBI single. His second hit of the night, and it's 13-1 Revs. The rout continues. They now have 4 runs in the inning. Their 3rd straight inning of 4 runs or more. It's just not stopping tonight, Darryl.
No, and what I said earlier, it's nice when you look down, total it up, and realize that you've done it yourself. And what I mean by that is, it's not a night where Long Island's walked 8.
Right.
They've walked 4. 1 was intentional, but this is all the Revs swinging, making good contact.
6 straight hits, 4 straight RBI hits. Now Luis Cruz swings at the first pitch, a changeup that he misses, 0-1. Well, Luis a chance to keep the route going. He's driven in a run in each of his last 2 plate appearances. RBI single in the 4th, a sac fly to left in the 5th. We're only in the bottom of the 6th inning. It's 13-1 Revs. Pimentel looks at second. And the pitch. Cruz shoots one foul down the third base line. It's 0-2. Still no outs here in the 6th. Single, double, single, double, single, single for the Revs. If you take away the first 3 innings of this game, you'd have no idea that the Revs were struggling at the plate. They didn't get their first hit till the 4th inning. They had just 1 base runner through 3 frames. But things have changed quite a bit since. The Ducks led in this game, so if the Revs hold on to win, this will be a come-from-behind win. 13-1, York in favor of Long Island. The 0-2 to Cruz. Inside-out swing. That's going to drop in front of Snyder in right field. Polo waving home Burgess. Snyder picks it up. The throw goes into second. An RBI single for Luis Cruz. Wilson goes first to third. 3 straight plate appearances with an RBI for Luis Cruz, and the Revs continue to pour it on, make it 14-1 here in the 6th.
That's awesome. Finding every opening. Base runners did a great job there, reading it, getting what they could. And Cruz hitting 7th with 3 ribbies. Dent hitting 8th with 4. I mean, the whole order has done it tonight.
5 runs on 7 hits in the inning for the Revs. Still no outs. Here's Ryan Dent, who homered his last time up. First pitch from Pimentel. Big swing and a big miss there. Dent looked like he was shooting for the downs again. 14 runs on 14 hits. A couple touchdowns on the board, a couple extra points. Pimentel set on the mound again. 1st and 3rd for Dent with no outs. The 0-1. Dent pops this one out of play, foul territory, right field side. It's 0-2. Can we get one time through the lineup without an out being recorded here in the inning?
Whew, man. They are hot. Now they're going for 2 on this touchdown. 0-2 on Dent. And the pitch.
Popped up right center field. Snyder coming on, actually straight away right. He'll make the catch in shallow right. No tag at third from Wilson. So the streak of 7 straight hits is broken up for the Revs as Dent flies out. That's out number 1 here in the 6th. I'll bring up the 9-hitter Travis Witherspoon, who has not reached base tonight. He's 0 for 3 with 2 groundouts and a flyout. He's the only Rev in the game who has not scored a run. Not even talking about just reaching base, who has not scored a run. Spoon will look to change that. Well, he could take care of the hitless night and the runless night with 1 swing. I mean, why not? Runners at the corners. And 1 out for Spoon. First pitch, fastball inside corner. It's 0-1. Spoon didn't like it. The scoreboard reads 2 outs. That is not correct. (14-1) lead for the Revs. Pimentel sets the 0-1. Slider misses way high over Spoon's head. He ducks out of the way. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Scoring 14 runs is one thing, but to do it on 14 hits as efficiently as the Revs have done it, and you mentioned earlier, it's not a game where the Ducks have walked a lot. It's pretty impressive.
And the first 3 innings, they were going nowhere.
The 1-1 to Spoon. This one's going to get down in the left field corner. Spoon has a knock. Wilson scores. Cruz chugging for third. Spoon will get into second with a stand-up double. It's just not stopping tonight. 8 hits in the inning for the Revs. They've scored 6 times. They now lead it 15-1 in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Nobody gets left out. Nice piece of hitting there. He stayed short to it, yanked it. Got a pitch middle in he could turn on. And when this team is at their best, they're not trying to do too much. Seeing line drives. There's 1 home run tonight, but it's really line drives all over the place, and Spooney adds 1.
Second and third for Mitchell with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. First pitch to Jarrett. Off the end of the bat, center field. Bonifacio a couple steps back. Gets behind it. He makes the grab. Tagging from third is Cruz. The throw goes into third. It'll be a sac fly and an RBI for Jared Mitchell. 16-1 the lead for the Revs. Now 7 runs here in the bottom of the 6th inning, as Mitchell picks up his 2nd RBI of the night. Well, it's what you call adding insult to injury, to say the least. As now Alexi Casilla will be the 11th man to hit in the inning. 7 runs here in the 6th inning. Well, Casilla once again will hit the 5th time up to bat tonight. He has 2 doubles and 2 runs scored. First pitch to Alexi. Tapper out to short. Waiting back on it is Valdespin. He'll throw to first. Easy for the final out of the inning. So the Ducks get 3 outs in the inning, but not before the Revs send 11 to the plate. They score 7 times. They do it on 8 hits. Now everybody has either scored a run, driven in a run, and everybody's been on base for the Revs. We'll go to the top of the 7th. Darryl taking back over the play-by-play and a football score here. 16-1 Revs after 6. We'll go to the 7th next.
You'll always hit it out of the park with great Best Yet products from your neighborhood SureSave stores. Like party platters with $18.93 deli items. Team up Best Yet hot dogs with Best Yet kettle cooked chips. And get Best Yet 12 packs of soda and Best Yet Rising Crust pizzas at Saubles Markets in Shrewsbury, Stewartstown, Whiteford, and East York. And at Nell's Market Fresh Foods in Spry.
Facing a legal issue can be a frightening time. What's my course of action? How do I know who to call? Fortunately, the York County Bar Association makes it easy. Now, you only need to make 1 call to find the right lawyer for you. Call the York County Bar Association and let us help you find the right lawyer with our Attorney Connection Lawyer Referral Service. Just call 854-8755 or visit yorkbar.com. Don't hesitate in getting the help you need. Contact the York County Bar Association and let us help you find the right attorney at the right time.
You trust AAA to work at every mile. But AAA doesn't just cover your car. They can also cover your home. AAA Home Insurance protects every square foot. And when you add AAA home insurance to AAA auto insurance, you get more protection and more savings. Insurance that's not just insurance. Talk to your local AAA insurance agent today or visit AAA.com to learn more about AAA home insurance.
Hi, this is Mark Mason. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Sports Radio 1350, WOYK.
Well, what a return home tonight coming out of the All-Star break. Revs with a 16-1 lead. As we go to the 7th inning, not a pitching change. Highland, I'm just on autopilot sometimes, so used to saying that when we come back. Peguero stays in after a scoreless 6th inning, struck out a couple. And Dan Lyons will lead things off. Robert Carson is well on his way to his 6th win of the year. He went the first 5. And the first pitch of the inning misses high and away on Lyons. He is 1 for 2 tonight. And he is hit into one of 2 double plays turned by the Revs, which coming in the 4th and 5th innings were fairly significant. Game was close then. Next one is outside 2-0. As Peguero walks to the side of the mound, a little frustrated with himself, but he had a long time to spend in that dugout while the Revs were padding their offensive totals tonight. Now 16 runs on 15 hits. 5 runs in the 4th, 4 in the 5th, 7 in the 6th. Pitch is off the plate outside. It is now 3-0. Twilight here this evening. Almost a hazy looking sunset off toward the north. 3-0. And it's a called strike off to the north and west. The way that it's set tonight, really with no cloud cover, almost looks a little grayish pink. The 3-1 and a ground ball left side that'll find the hole. Base hit for Lyons. Peguero was greeted with a leadoff single in the 6th and got the next 3. That's how the 7th inning begins as well. Ducks actually with their 10th hit of the night. So far, Carson and Peguero have held them to 1 run. Here's Valdespin at the top of the order. He's 1 for 2. Single, strikeout, walk. Take a look at our York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard this inning. As Peguero deals, and it's a fastball strike. Valdespin taking all the way. Lancaster at Somerset, no score in the 6th. Barnstormers 1-2 in the 2nd half. Revs 2-1, a 1-game lead on both Lancaster and Southern Maryland in the early going. Somerset 3-0. They swept the Road Warriors to begin the 2nd half. Obviously, they're already in. This time is asked for by Valdespin. Southern Maryland, they're up 6-3 at New Britain in the bottom of the 8th. There's the stretch, the 0-1, and a called strike, slider at the knees. Tim Detweiler took a long look at it. Ruled in favor of Peguero. Valdespin shaking his head. It's 0-2. The Road Warriors open the post-All-Star break schedule at Sugar Land. That game's scoreless in the 3rd. It's the 0-2. And a broken bat chopper foul, third base side. Valdespin reaching to protect. Right off the end. And he'll take his time, making his way over toward the 3rd base dugout for New Lumber. As Doug Epler on the PA tonight reminds us, there are post-game fireworks tonight in the park, and there will be tomorrow as well. Big weekend getting started. Tomorrow night, Faith and Family Night presented by Community Aid. Post-game fireworks presented by AAA Southern PA. An appearance from Bob the Tomato and Larry the Cucumber from Veggie Tales. I'm not going to want to miss that. It's tomorrow night at 6:30. Another 0-2, and a swing and a flare foul the other way. That'll find seats. Sunday at 1 o'clock, Wizard of Oz Day, plus a post-game candy drop from a helicopter flying right above the field. Dollar Dog Day, courtesy of Hatfield Quality Meats. Sunday Fun Day, presented by Wise Markets. You can get your tickets at YorkRevolution.com, 717-801-HITS, and at the Revs ticket office. Piguero ready. They set up in the 0-2, and it's up and in. Valdespin, that was a little too close for comfort with those hands. He yanked him in close and dropped the bat. Revs a 16-1 lead. Bit of a lengthy battle between Piguero and Valdespin, who's fouled off a couple. Piguero taking his time getting on the page with Cruz. Long look in here. And now set. Another 1-2. And that's way high. Cruz leaping to receive that. I do recall when the Revs were at Long Island, Mitch Atkins had a great start, and he was in a cruise control rhythm against everybody except Valdespin. That was the one hitter that they really slowed down on, and it seemed to take a little longer to get on the signage there. The 2-2, and it just missed low, so he works at full. Valdespin not tops in the league in hitting, and second and on base for no reason. He works a terrific at bat here. Full count. Piguero is still looking for the first out of the 7th. Burgess playing behind Lyons at first. It's a 15-run lead. And Piguero, the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. He wins the battle. And Valdespin screaming at himself as Cruz places the tag on his chest. One down here in the 7th. Piguero's gotten 4 outs. 3 of those have come on strikeouts.
It's great to see Highland having that strikeout pitch working here again, and absolutely no pressure out on the mound with the lead he's working with. So he's just trying to get some work in and work on some things. And the breaking ball looks really good out of his hand, and gets a really good hitter right there in Valdespin, the league's leading hitter.
Here's Bonifacio now. He's 1 for 3 tonight with a run scored. First pitch is a fastball. That's in for a strike at 92. Piguero a 3.26 ERA with York. Now the stretch, the 0-1, and a fastball taken low. What if the post-game candy drop from a helicopter one day featured Dollar Dogs?
No. I don't know how you can beat that.
Just brainstorming here.
Well, we should turn those brainstorms into a reality.
There's a chopper foul down toward first, 1-2.
You had me at Dollar Dogs.
Now we're getting dangerous. Brainstorming turned reality.
What's the most you've ever eaten at a Dollar Dog game?
Oh, man. I don't know. Maybe I put it out of my mind.
Say, are we talking up? Are we talking double digits?
No. Here's a foul against the net. I'm not as bad as I look.
Well, I mean, I know some people that'll, when they go to a Dollar Dog game, they'll shoot for 1 an inning, or they'll shoot for double digits, some crazy stuff. I mean, look, yeah, it's $1 a dog, but why would you do that to yourself? I mean, why would you put your body through that kind of pain?
I would love to come out and get like 3.
Yeah, I mean, 3, 4. You know, I could see 5.
5, yeah. 6. There's a fastball up.
And now we're just keep adding 1. Well, that's where it gets dangerous, though. You look at the innings on the scoreboard, and you're like, I could put 1 down an inning. On a game like this, you probably put a few down in the middle innings. I mean, kidding me? What we saw, that offensive explosion.
That it was. Here's the 2-2, and trying to backdoor the slider, just missed. I don't know. I mean, sometimes they bring some into the press box here for us. I don't know if I ever had a particularly aggressive day on those.
No.
That I recall. It's the payoff. And a grounder pulled foul down toward the Revs bullpen and right.
Well, that just slows down what you're doing here in the booth, you know?
True. There's a certain rhythm to what we do. Can't be careless. However, Sunday we encourage you to buy as many as you can. Here's a swing and a miss. And Peguero gets the strikeout. That would be 4 out of the 5 outs that he's notched. Coming on strikeouts, a slider there for out number 2, right down the middle. And Bonifacio swinging through it.
Well, it's really good to see, looking at the scoreboard and seeing this many strikeouts. And Carson had 4 through his first 4 innings, and it looked like he was headed towards more, but then found other ways to get outs, and now Highland Peguero not needing really any other ways to get outs.
Here's Travis Snyder, 2 for 3 tonight with a double. First pitch, fastball, it's a strike, outside corner. Revs a 16-1 lead as we play here in the 7th. Michael mentioned the biggest offensive total of the year was 19. And that was their biggest win, most lopsided win. That came by 16 runs, 19-3. Here's a fly ball, shallow left. Dotel was deep and in the gap. He sprints in toward the line, slams the brakes under it, reaches up and makes the grab. He had to cover some acreage, and he got there to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left. Again, Peguero works right past a leadoff single. And it is stretch time here at the bank tonight with the Revs in front 16-1.
Everything you've worked for may be facing a hostile takeover, but step outside the boardroom and look around. Not taking care of business right now could leave you dealing with a hostile takeover by crabgrass later this summer. And broadleaf weeds are just beneath the surface, ready to take their share of your turf too. Prevent hostile takeovers. Call Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care and give your lawn a good, healthy start this year. Heritage Lawn can apply crabgrass pre-emergent and quality fertilizer now to fortify your lawn for later. HeritageLawnandLandscape.com. World-class care right in your backyard.
Neighbors not so neighborly anymore? Sick of the size of your current home? Is renting feeling like a relentless waste of money? Agent Adam knows the feeling. With a 100% contract-to-close track record, Agent Adam and Housebroker Realty will sell your home quickly and help you buyers explore new home ownership with confidence. Go to agentadamsells.com or call 717-757-9999 and ask for Agent Adam personally. That's agentadamsells.com or 717-757-9999.
Money and business are essential to the strength of a community. So is cheering and celebration and music and fun. That's why York Revolution games, concerts, youth sports, special events, and more happen at a place called PeoplesBank Park. PeoplesBank has been serving York County for more than 150 years. Always cheering, always celebrating, always committed to the things that make York County great. And to you having a great time at PeoplesBank Park. People's Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hi, this is Enoel Polanco, and you're listening to Your Revolution Baseball on the home of the revolution, Sport Radio 1350 WOYK.
(16-1). Revs come out of the All-Star break with a bang tonight as Wellington Dotel takes a strike. Pimentel stays in, starts him with a slider to begin things. Another big night for Dotel. Big night for all of them, pretty much. As Pimentel comes set, fires, and a swing and a miss, a slider. Wellington 2 for 4, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. RBI knock and a run in both the 4th and 6th innings. Came in tonight 3rd in the league in total hits. And here is the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Slider tumbling down, and Pimentel with a strikeout to begin the bottom of the 7th inning. I'm going to bring up Melky Mesa, who tonight is 1 for 3. RBI double and a run last inning. Walked and scored back in the 5th inning. He has now driven in 21 in his last 16 games. He came in tonight hitting .415 the last 21 since mid-June, about a month. First pitch, it is a little low, ball 1.
It's incredible what Melky's been able to do, and we knew he wasn't getting left out of things tonight. We knew he was coming up with a knock.
He got home to the New York area during the break. There's the 1-0, and that misses in the dirt. Again, if the timing was just a little earlier on that quad recovery, he would have been in a different part of New York playing this past week. He is perhaps the best right-hand hitter in the league, although Dotel would have something to say about that. Here's a swing and a pop-up foul. That'll come back and out of play, 2-1.
Well, I'll tell you what, if he keeps this up the entire second half, there's no way he doesn't get most outstanding player in the league or MVP, whatever they do call it here. Do they call it MVP?
Player of the year.
Player of the year. The POY.
That's right. The POY. It's the 2-1. And a swing and a roller foul over toward Burgess, who's on deck.
Might as well just end the second half of the season now, roll into the playoffs. Well, this is some way to come out of the break, though. I mean, it's not just the hitting. The pitching's been excellent tonight. Rob, the way he worked through 5, and then Peguero's 2 innings.
Pitch to Mesa. Swinging a high fly, right center, not deep. Snyder from right coming over in a few steps and makes the grab for out number 2. Revs 2-1 coming in, a game in front of Lancaster and Southern Maryland. Long Island was 3-0 in the second half coming in tonight. Revs with a win will go to 19-16 at home. Here's Michael Burgess Sr., 1 for 2 with an RBI and 3 runs. He's got a single and 2 walks. How about the fact that the Revs have only left 4 men on base tonight? Here's an overshift on Burgess. First pitch is swung on and missed.
And that's pretty important considering how many runners they've had on base. I mean, even in a game where you score 16, you'd think they'd have a few more left on, but Revs just continue to clear the bases any chance they get.
It's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. High, hard one. On the other side, the Ducks with 10 hits, only 1 run. They've left 8, and they've had at least 1 hit every inning. But their only run came in the first inning. Set up by the first man that reached. It was a fielder's choice that put Bonifacio on instead, but shows how early it was. Their only run. Pitch to Burgess, that's very high. 1-2. 16-1, the lead for York. Tomorrow night, Dominic Severino against John Brownell. Sunday, Mitch Atkins against Tyler Badamo. And we saw with Bridgeport last year, and he has bounced around this season. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss. Fastball down to get Burgess. 1-2-3 inning for Pimentel. But the Revs up big as we head to the 8th tonight. It is York 16, Long Island 1.
Hear that? It's the sound of summer. Sound nice? Call Kona Ice. We do it all. Schools, sporting events, parties, both corporate and birthday. You name it, we'll be there. We bring the party to you. If you need a little bit of fun in your life, we're the shaved ice truck for you. Oh, and we fundraise too. This summer, cool down with Kona Ice. Give us a call at 1-800-KONA-ICE or visit us online at www.kona-ice.com. Kona Ice. Flavor our world.
Runners know the challenge. It's not the uncompromising weather. It's not the pounding repetition. It's not knowing how to dig deep as you start the climb of that last hill. For runners, the challenge is the discipline to keep running.
Flying feet.
Casual runners, amateur runners, hardcore runners, no matter what level runner you are, Flying Feet Sports Shoes is with you every step of the way. Flying Feet has become the leader in athletic footwear and properly fitting the feet of runners throughout Central PA. Flying Feet has become the leader in athletic footwear, properly fitting the feet of runners throughout Central PA. And that holds true whether you're training or racing on roads, tracks, or trails. For those searching for that discipline, Flying Feet provides the latest shoe innovations, the accessories and equipment, and the inspiration to keep on running. Greg Baum and his staff have the knowledge and the true understanding of what running is all about. As one local runner put it, Flying Feet is family, and all runners are welcome. Flying Feet. Flying Feet Sports Shoes, 1511 Melrose Avenue, York, just off exit 18 of I-83.
This is Hall of Famer Jim Palmer. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
With a 16-1 lead as we head to the 8th inning. Right-hander Devin Watts takes over. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. We should have known something weird would happen tonight, and I don't know that. I mean, the fact that they've broken out offensively is not that, but it certainly is not a tame, boring old 5-2 game or something. It is Stranger Things night, and it's Friday the 13th here at PeoplesBank Park.
No coincidence for the offensive outburst. Now, I mean, it could just be the team's well rested, ready to go, energized.
Like us.
A first-place team here in the second half, just taking it to the Ducks.
Pinch hitter and a line drive at second, right to Casilla. Anthony Vega pinch hitting for Lou Ford right off the end of the bat, right into Alexi's glove. And it's a one-pitch out for Watts to begin the 8th.
Well, exactly how you want to start your night if you're Devin. Come out, get a one-pitch out. Everything working for the Revs tonight. I mean, every line drive that the Ducks have hit seemed to have found glove somewhere.
Now Taylor Ard, who's 2 for 3, RBI single in the first. I can't see the moon. I don't know if it's a full moon. First pitch is a little low. That would be really creepy.
Yeah, I don't know. Where'd it go?
It's gone.
It's not there.
That wouldn't be good.
No moon on Friday the 13th. Is that what we're saying?
Probably behind the stadium. Here's a swing and a miss. Fastball from Watts. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Oh, Watts bringing the electricity tonight here in the 8th.
It's National Fry Day.
I understand you had some fries earlier on National Fry Day.
I did. It was a slider swung on and missed, 1 and 2.
Unexpectedly.
Yeah, just walked out of the booth, was handed a cup.
Not the worst thing.
So I said no. Just kidding, I would never do that. I said okay. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Slider down low. And Watts goes 2 up, 2 down. A strikeout for out number 2. Then I went back and got the waffle burger over at the first base stand, and that was bon appetit as well.
You got to fill in our listeners on how that was. I mean, what's a waffle cheeseburger? Doesn't sound bad.
Well, you said it right there. Well, it had like a special sauce.
Okay.
And some diced onions and bacon.
Well, waffles are good. I'm more of a pancake and French toast guy over waffles, but you know, I'll eat all 3.
Here's David Washington, who takes low. Maybe they'll make a pancake burger just for you next time.
I wouldn't be opposed. You know, they have a lot of places have donut burgers. Now that is something I will never try. It's too much in one.
Here's the 1-0, and a swing and a tapper. Watts coming in off the mound toward first. He's got the big hop and dumps it off to Burgess, and a nice, quick, tidy 1-2-3 8th inning for Devin Watts. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Revs in front, 16-1.
Hey, it's the good-looking genius at Broadway Transmission. You know what really grinds my gears? Perfectly good cars being thrown away just because the transmission went bad. My mind slips into overdrive when someone says,
I'll just get a new car before I spend that kind of money on a transmission.
What? According to Kelley Blue Book, the average price of a new car is $32 grand. Now you're going to finance that, right? There's another $6 to $8 grand. And if you drive it off the showroom floor, it loses 20% of its value immediately. Don't forget, you also have to pay sales tax, higher insurance rates, title and registration fees, and come up with $600, $700, $800 a month depending on your interest rates for 5 years. And remember, you will still have to pay for the upkeep of the car. Brakes, tires, wipers, fluids, etc. Stop! Trade your transmission, not your car.
Thanks, good-looking genius.
You're welcome, ma'am. Broadway Transmission. We'll get your shift together and save you all that dough. Visit us on the web at BroadwayTrans.com or stop in and see how it's done.
If you are facing retirement decisions, Smith, Nair & Little Wealth Advisory Group can develop a customized retirement income plan. As specialists in retirement planning, we will guide you on Social Security benefits, 401k and retirement plan rollovers, pension choices, and distribution options. We can explain employer benefit plans and retirement systems such as PESERS and TIACREF. Smith, Nair & Little, a wealth of knowledge about wealth. Get to know us over a cup of coffee or visit us at financialjava.com.
Janney Montgomery Scott LLC, member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC.
Local sports on WOYK are brought to you by Maple Donuts, York's great tasting family tradition.
Hi, I'm Joel Embiid of the Philadelphia 76ers. Catch Sixers basketball all season on Sports Radio, 1350 WOYK, first in York, first in sports.
Of the eighth, Ducks with a new battery as right-hander Jose Quas, who they just signed earlier today, is in the game. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. New catcher is Robert De La Hose. It's a great name for a catcher if you have a hose. Zach Wilson will lead things off. Of all the guys that have contributed tonight, certainly have to feel good for Zach. 16-1 York. First pitch from the three-quarter right-hander Quas is in for a strike. Wilson 2 for 3. RBI, walk, 3 runs scored. He is looking to put kind of an injury-plagued first half behind him. The 0-1 slider bends down and in. He kicks the back foot out of the way. And really have to appreciate the fact that he tried to play through his groin pull as long as he did. Eventually just had to shut it down. 1-1, and he swings, fouls it back upstairs. That'll bounce down, I believe, toward the top of the stands. 1-2.
Zach really took one for the team for about a 2-week stretch while he was playing a little banged up. Now, no one ever wants to come out of the lineup unless you're seriously injured, and Wilson thought he could play through it. He could, and he was hitting all right while he was playing through that injury, but like you said, it got to a point where he just couldn't play through it anymore.
And he lays off a breaking ball here. Appeal to first. No swing. 2-2.
But it came at a time where the Revs were dealing with a handful of other injuries, guys banged up, and he was the guy that played every day, banged up, and again, he wanted to stay in there. Did a good job while he was in there, but now that he's healthy, it's just a huge boost to this offense.
And the next one snaps down and away. 3 balls, 2 strikes. He's really a kind of a quieter presence. Doesn't say a whole lot. Goes about his work. Grinds. Like we said, trying to play through that. He's a grinder. There's the 3-2. And he swings, hits it in the air, right field. It sends Snyder toward the corner. And he is there approaching the foul line, makes the grab, 1 away. Wilson now 2 for 4 on the night. And Luis Cruz up next. Revs Baseball brought to you in part by Wolf's Bus Lines, the official transportation provider of the Revs. Cruz tonight has driven in 3. He's 2 for 3. 2 RBI singles and a sac fly. Couple runs scored. And the first pitch, it is a fastball outside from Quas. He's a native of the New York area.
Wonder if he knows Jose Cuevas. Also lives in the New York area.
Is the 1-0, and it's chopped toward third. Pocket backhanded, just foul next to the bag. He'll fire it across just in case, but right next to the bag, he backhanded it foul.
It's like me with Mike Antonini of Somerset. Just a couple letters missing, and you have the same name.
I'm sure at some point back along the way, maybe like 7th or 8th cousin.
Yeah,
a chance.
I can't confirm that he's not.
Then just go with it.
And I mean, who knows? I mean, maybe Jose Quas took a couple letters out. Maybe they're a distant cousin. I mean, you just don't know unless you look. Have you ever gone back and done one of those family tree things and searched back into the roots?
Me personally, no, but I think it's been done with our ancestors. There's a swing and a foul tip into the mid of De La Hoz, 1-2.
De La Hoz, though, you're right. That's a great name for a catcher.
He hasn't gotten a chance to play a whole lot, but in there with this score. Pitch to Cruz is served to shallow center field. Bonifacio drifts over. He's got it. Had him shaded the other way. Comes over a few strides toward left center and squeezes it. 2 down.
Well, Cruz has had another solid game. He's driven in 3 runs. He's made contact every time up. Revs have only struck out 3 times in the game. So that's another huge positive to take away from this outburst tonight. And that's to be expected when you're putting up 16 runs, that there aren't many strikeouts. But to only have 3 in the game is pretty impressive.
And here is Ryan Dent. First one is in the dirt and skips away. He is 2 for 4 with an RBI single and a 3-run homer. He's driven in 4 total. Quas was an infielder in the Brewers system for 3 years. At single A, he peaked. Converted him to pitcher this year. The 1-0. And a swing and a pop-up right side of the infield. Valdespin walks in from second under it and makes a 2-hand grab. It's a 1-2-3 debut for Jose Quas in a Ducks uniform on the day he was signed. We'll go to the 9th. Revs looking to close it out on top, 16-1.
There's a lot of talk out there about good health care. We all want a good plan. But step outside and take a good look at all those beautiful trees and shrubs in your yard. Do you have a plan to maintain their good health? Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care has a veteran staff of 12 fully licensed and trained tree health care professionals to rely on, including 10 certified arborists and 3 PA certified horticulturalists. So don't let your trees and shrubs fend for themselves against Mother Nature. Visit heritagelawnandlandscape.com and get world-class care right in your backyard.
When you work with an independent insurance agent, you put the power of choice to work for you. Independent agents know several companies and their coverages, which means more options. And because companies like Donegal Insurance Group use the independent agent system, you not only get quality insurance, you also save money. The independent insurance agent system. Discover the power of choice. Contact Kochman Kunkel Insurance at 717-854-0300 or stop in at 3217 East Market Street, York. Locally owned and operated by Pam and Rudy Kochman. Kochman Kunkel Insurance.
Hi, I'm Eric Chase, the Executive Director and CEO of the Children's Aid Society, and we're glad to be a homestand sponsor with the York Revolution this year. At the Lehman Center here in York, we keep children safe and feel loved by helping children and their families build stronger, healthier lives through our compassionate and professional services of respite care, parent education and support groups, creative art therapies, and family advocacy. I invite you to come out and meet our team at PeoplesBank Park, July 13th through the 15th for our homestand. Thank you.
Hi, this is Dan Patrick. Join me weekday mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Revs up by a significant margin, 16-1. And James Pugliese will look to put this one in the books. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. Cody Puckett will lead things off. We do have Maz sticks tonight. Compliments of a Carson strikeout of Puckett back in the 4th. Puckett 0 for 3. First pitch of the 9th. It is a fastball for a strike. Puckett, De La Hoz, and Lyons to the plate. 0-1. And it misses down and away. Pugliese very quick and compact with his delivery. The 1-1. Swinging a line drive, left center, hooking a bit. Witherspoon on the move, runs it down. Never a doubt. Great closing speed, great starting speed. And that one hooking away from him, but he was faster than the ball.
Well, like you said, never a doubt right there. Spoon gets such a good break on those to the gap, and whether he's shaded one way or the other, he's got that closing speed and everything going right. Nothing dropping for Long Island, and that'll happen in a game like this.
Here is De La Hoz, who takes a strike. His first at bat, came in to catch last inning. He's 0 for 4 in 2 games played, 1 start. And Pugliese delivers a changeup. That's in for a strike. 0-2. That's one of his best pitches, the change. And he looks in, shakes off, now ready. Here it comes. And a fastball just off the plate away. Our York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard. Lancaster down 2-0 now at Somerset in the 7th. Patriots have struck first. 1-2. And it misses down and outside. Blue Crabs trying to get to 2-2 in the second half. They're up 8-6 at New Britain in the bottom of the 9th. Pugliese winds, fires, and it misses low off the glove of Cruz. A full count. Revs looking to make it a 3-1 start to the second half. Wins in 4 of the last 5. Now the payoff pitch. Swinging a punch shot on the ground at first. Burgess has it. He'll flip and lead Pugliese to the bag. 2 down. Out number 26 on the night defensively for the Revs, who are an out away from one of their most lopsided wins of the year.
Well, time to put a bow on it right here, get that 27th out. It's good to see Pugliese coming into this game and first of all getting the leadoff batter, which he's struggled against this season, and then getting a weak ground ball out to follow.
Out away from fireworks. We've had the figurative version during the game. First pitch to Lyons, a check swing bouncer off the plate. Pugliese to the first base line. He picks up, throws to first, and that'll do it. And the Revs come out of the All-Star break with a resounding blowout victory of the Long Island Ducks, a 16-1 final. Here at PeoplesBank Park tonight, they are 3-1 to begin the second half. And Pugliese a couple of weak outs to finish it off. He handles that last one himself. Robert Carson's 6th win of the year. The bullpen allowed nothing after Rob did his thing. And the offense erupting for all 16 in the middle 3 innings. 3 huge innings tonight. And up and down the order, the Revs with big nights in the first game coming out of the break. A rejuvenated group filing off through the victory line, through the infield. They've won 4 of the last 5 overall and 3 of the first 4 to begin the second half. One of the most convincing wins of the season here tonight. And yes, Michael, it was a comeback victory.
Yes, it was indeed. The first 3 innings of this game not going in the Revs' favor, but the game really started to turn momentum-wise when Carson stranded runners at second and third with no outs and went ground out, line out in the 3rd inning. And that's where you started to feel, all right, this thing's going in the Revs' favor after Long Island It jumped out to that 1-0 lead, and it looked like they were in business to put on a couple more. And you mentioned earlier, 2-0, 3-0, maybe even a 4-0 game in favor of the Ducks, and that changes everything. It changes the mindset. But Carson gets out of it, has the team energized, and they don't score in the bottom of the third, but Carson throws up another 0 in the fourth, and it goes 5, 4, and 7, whatever it was for the Revs, and it's just game over at that point.
Well, a big win tonight. Revs improved to 3-1 in the half. Ducks fall to 3-1 in the half, and this one done in blowout fashion as the players will present those Stranger Things jerseys to the fans who won the bids from the auction. They'll get those right off the players' backs tonight. 16-1 is the final score. Stay tuned. Post-game show follows next.
You'll always hit it out of the park with great Best Yet products from your neighborhood SureSave stores. Like party platters with $18.93 deli items. Team up Best Yet hot dogs with Best Yet kettle cooked chips. And get Best Yet 12 packs of soda and Best Yet Rising Crust pizzas at Sobel's Markets in Shrewsbury, Stewartstown, Whiteford, and East York. And at Nell's Market Fresh Foods in Spry.
Remember rushing to the newspaper in the morning to read all about that Revs game from the night before? Was it? Yeah, that was a long time ago. We barely remember that too. Sports Radio 1350 is your home for local sports, and we're taking care of that news void in your life. Get your York Revolution game articles delivered right to your inbox every morning, courtesy of WOYK. Simply log on to YorkRevolution.com and click to sign up to receive daily game recaps right to your inbox. Keep up to date every day as the York Revolution go for another Atlantic League title. We're your